on the AFL Queensland YouTube channel. We're coming to you live from Calibre Homes Oval, home of the Demons here at Benoa on the Gold Coast. And first of all, the umpires for today. You see on the screens there, number 17, Matt Bellina, 16, Kai Pendlebury, and 29, Frank Rayson. The boundary umpires, Matt Gaddy and Alex Donoghue, and the goal umpires, Jonah Jen and Hudson Tolley. We thank Brandon Windows and Doors for the umpiring for today. Well, looking forward to this clash, but there's some big news regarding the Redland-Victoria point team. Of course, currently Surfers Paradise is second. They've stumbled the last couple of, or 2 out of the last 3 weeks with a couple of losses, including before the competition bye, of course, the bye for the whole competition in QAFL and QAFLW last weekend. So both these teams be coming in fresh. But as I introduced my co-commentator for today, Kane Browning, there's a big out for Redland-Victoria point.
No, you're definitely right, Brownie. Thanks for the welcome. Welcome, ladies and gents, to a beautiful day for footy this afternoon. And yes, massive out for Redland-Victoria point. Matty Hamilman, who's played 12 games and kicked a massive 85 goals, would you believe, is missing from the lineup this afternoon, unfortunately for the Sharks. But the big one for me, I tell you what, I'd be looking down that list and looking at the likes of Joshua Brown and Clay Cameron. They're going to be massively important for the Sharks this afternoon. Kick a winning score. Surfers Paradise, only a couple of losses for the year. Had a disappointing loss last week against Maroochydore, so they're going to be keen to get another win on the board leading into the back end of this season. But what a beautiful day it is for footy this afternoon, Brownie.
Yes, a bit of a breeze as per usual, and if you're wondering if Surfers Paradise are in their training jumpers, no, that's the jumpers I'll be wearing today. It is Ladies' Day today here at Calibre Homes Oval, so a big day, and there's a big attendance as well in the club room, so looking to put a show on for the big crowd here this afternoon, as there normally is here at Surfers Paradise. Well, Redland-Victoria point, they've been stumbling a little bit too, despite Hamilton's efforts with the 85 goals, and apparently there was a private event that apparently wasn't sure if it was going ahead or not today, so he's been drawn into that. That's the reason for his late withdrawal. Hamish Patterson, wearing number 34 for the Sharks, he's the late inclusion. On the interchange bench for the Sharks, Harrison Huntkin, Cooper Pell, of course, has been in good form. Hamish Patterson and number 24, Max Gardner. And for Surfers Paradise on the bench, James Carrigan, Zach Benetti, a debutant, be playing in the ruck from North Albury, as is Josh Minogue, also the full forward, also from North Albury. Also on the interchange bench, Zach Sears and Keenan Faulkner. And of course, Kane, Surfers Paradise not without their injuries and missing players as well. They're missing a host of players, including Lucas Snowball, who was playing for Gold Coast Suns today in Tasmania.
No, it looks like he's pulled up very sore out of that contest, unfortunately. Kicked a goal earlier in the match-up down there. Bit of a shame for him. He's been on fire for Surfers and at representative level this season. Really disappointing. Hopefully that injury isn't too bad. But the guy I'm looking at, again, as usual, Benny Woodburn, number 3 for Surfers Paradise. He's been massive again this season in the midfield group. As far as club level is concerned, he's the clearance king, number 1, contested position, number 1, inside 50, he's number 2 for the club, and he'll be high up on the list as well. It looks like Redland-Victoria Point has won the toss. They'll be kicking to the right of screen. But the other massive matchup, Brownie, for me, is the ruck contest. You got massive Zach Smith, former Gold Coast Sun, Geelong Cats representative, and also Big Malone for the Redland-Victoria Point Sharks. Ever since he's come into this club, he's been a massive, massive asset for them. He went down with a knee halfway through the year a couple of years ago when they broke through for that premiership against...
last year against,
last year.
After a couple of losses, yeah.
Exactly right, and he's been a massive inclusion. He's been really that missing puzzle piece for them over the last 2 or 3 seasons. So Big Malone versus Zach Smith in that original ruck contest is going to be huge.
It's a big day of football, local and state football on the Gold Coast this afternoon. As well, there's a Labrador Maroochydore, another big contest down the road there at Cook Murphy, and we'll keep you updated with those scores throughout the afternoon. And of course, there's the Queensland State Country team. Both the men and the women are playing this afternoon at Bankhouse Reserve there, the home of the Southport Sharks. The men are about to have their first bounce this afternoon. They're taking on combined AFL Sydney and Canberra team. And then the women will be following there after 5 p.m. under the lights there. So it's the first time ever a state representative Queensland country women's side is playing. The men's country team haven't played since 2012. So a great day to be football on the Gold Coast. I know I'll be heading to Southport after this match here this afternoon, Kane. And what are your thoughts here? No Hamilman. Surfers Paradise missing a few. Charlton Offermans is a big in, though, for Redland-Victoria Point, the Sharks. He'll give them certainly a boost this afternoon. Which way do you see this game going? No,
look, Surfers have been one of the form teams of the competition coming off that grand final loss. Grand final replay today. Geez, it's a real coin toss. I'd like to say Surfers Paradise. Redland-Victoria Point are down with personnel. Matty Hamlin's a massive, massive out. But if the likes of Clay Cameron at centre forward and Josh Brown, who kicked arguably 50 goals back-to-back years and didn't make the state side previous to last season, he's a massive, massive plus for them. Small forward down there in the forward pocket. He needs to kick 3 or 4 to give them any chance at all, the Sharks. Well, Offermans has gone straight to Benny Woodburn. That'll be a great match-up this afternoon. A reminder that all TPIL lawyers, QAFL and Bond University QAFLW matches, all live streamed thanks to Double Tape on AFL Queensland YouTube. And, of course, they've got the Queensland country matches on YouTube as well. But it's second versus fifth. What can we do? Cam Ellis-Ullman straight into the midfield. Kicked away, though, by James Carrigan for Sharks. The Sharks are going into attack. It's going to come out to Woodburn. Intercepted, though, beautifully there by Charlton Offerman. Straight at getting an impact straight away. It goes to Joshua Brown. That's the forward line-up today. All by himself in the goal square. But missing it was Cameron. He's got time to recover. Swing around on the left boot. And he misses from point-blank range. How did that happen, Kane? Well, in the space of 30 seconds, I mentioned Brown. I mentioned Cameron. And ball ended up with Brown. He probably should have gone back and taken the kick, but unfortunately, and Cameron dropped an easy chest mark in the goal square. Massive missed opportunity there. And it was Charlton Offerman sending the Sharks into attack. Now on the outer side of the ground, Surface will work the ball there in the special jumpers for Ladies' Day today. Peeling for the mark was Michael Luxton. That was refused by the boundary umpire. In fact, they're having a chat about this. Well, it was touched or bounced in the full, and the boundary umpire will throw the ball in. On the other side of the ground, and score thought was behind, maybe it wasn't. The scoreboard still showing 0-0, to both clubs. Sharks with the early attack. Breaking through there was Tyler Horsfield down towards the centre forward, but cut off by the Surfers Paradise, and the relieving kick there coming out towards the wing. Well, it looks like down there, Selvey took the mark, chipped back in forward, looking for Doran, the captain. Couldn't get clear possession on it. Players dive on it now. How's this going to go? Umpire says give it to me. I'm going to throw that one up. Zy Mullane's got the number 4 for Surfers Paradise this afternoon as well. Looks like he's lined up on Campbell Aston. Another juicy matchup. Mullane couldn't get there. Woodburn with the handball. Missed the target he was aiming for. Kicked down the line from the Sharks. Looking for the likes of Brown. Brown played the defensive role there. Did a pretty good job. Aston surrounded by D's. Great kick. Here's a chance. This is Sexton, former Gold Coast Suns superstar. Cameron from behind. Got up pretty high. Couldn't take the mark. Handball. Not the best. Still got some time. Gets on the left. And that's just missed. So another missed opportunity there for the Sharks. That's 1 point apiece. That's Callahan. So 2 points on the board, 2 points the margin, 2.5 minutes played opening quarter. Surface go to the other side, Broadbent's there. Favours down the line and looking for Lawrence King. A couple of players in different numbers. That's the throwings at the moment. Sexton was due to be in 3s, weighing number 6. I see for the Sharks. Now the Sharks going to attack again. No Hamilton, of course. He's a late withdrawal if you're just joining us. Guess who was there? Cameron trying to flush the ball out. Now a chance for Surface Paradise once again, and no respite there, so umpire will throw the ball up. Yeah, team sheet's got numbers 7 and 9 for Surface Paradise and aren't on the team sheet, so that's what's confusing us at the moment, so we'll try and get who they are. There we go. So from the bounce down, Broadbent picks up, he's in his normal number 29, trying to
break clear. There's Sexton there with the number 6. Has a swing shot with the check side. Gone through for a minor score.
Well, it looks...
peppering the goals, Sharks. Service finding hard to get into their forward 50 at the moment, Kane.
Yes, and it looks like Cody Neese is wearing the number 7. Number 9 for Surfers Paradise, it looks like Jake Selvey. So keep an eye on that. As Surfers trying to come out of trouble again. That dangerous kick, that 45 has been turned over again. Here's another chance for the Sharks. Sexton, snapshot on the right. It's there. First go on the board to the Redland-Victoria Point Sharks, and they get a little lead to start with. 1-3-9, leading the Demons yet to score. We've played it just on 4 minutes, opening quarter. TPIL QAFL action.
Yes, so they're doing all the attacking, and so a couple of big ends. They've got Alex Sexton and Charlton Offermans, despite the loss of course, Hamilton for today. So it's a good start. Redland-Victoria Point, reigning premier, of course, back in round 1. It was all Surfers Paradise. We got for a great start. It was still fairly tight up till the third quarter when Surfers ascended their authority, kicked, I think, about 5 goals to 2. And able to hold on for the win. Of course, Hamilton only kicked 3 goals that game.
Well, it looks like
Ben Woodburn was a star.
Well, it looks like Sexton's going to play on that wing, so got to keep an eye on him. As Surfers get their first clearance of the afternoon, up towards half forward. Ellis Yeoman couldn't rove it, but here's a chance for the D's. Fairly deep option, gets out the back here. It could be some trouble. Needs to handle it. Duran down there in the forward pocket, can't keep it in. Boundary throw in left forward pocket.
First attacking chance here for the Demons. Left forward pocket. That'll be Jones involved in there as well. So let's see what Surfers can do here. The early momentum going the way of Redland-Victoria Point. Led it by 9 points. Boundary throw in to take place. Surfers kicking towards the northern end. Lake end in this first term. Smith and Malone. What a battle that will be. No one can get it clear. There's Cam Ellis-Olin trying the impossible shot there close to the boundary line. Smith will be happy to see it out. No, somehow it stayed in. And trying to break through and get through there was Carrigan. And just trickles through for a minor score. So the Demons are on the board at last. 1-3-9 Redlands, Victoria Point. And Surfers just the one behind.
Well, great basketball skills there shown by Zach Smith. Good handling, got the handball away. Unfortunately, Carrigan just couldn't kick the ball straight on that occasion. That's a booming kick out from full back. Comes to the front. Here's a chance for Surfers to go back into attack. Ellis Yeomans drops the mark he probably should have taken. Here's a chance. O'Sullivan handballs it off. Chips up, finds Brown. They've got a little bit of an overlap going here. Here's an opportunity. Cameron's out the back. Hits him lace out. He's going to run into an open goal here on the right. Too easy, too good. The Sharks are on fire.
They can pick up their second, and it all starts from the back line. The run of James Madden, of course, the former Brisbane Lion. And he's been a good recruit for Redland-Victoria Point so far this season. He got the ball moving, and up with Callaghan, who did the running play and got the ball down there to Cameron in the end. So Sexton, Cameron, and of course Joshua Brown up there on the forward line. If they keep that up, who needs Matt Hamilton?
Well, it's a really good start by them. Sexton's coming off this broadcast side wing. He's had a fair few possessions already. Neese has got to be really careful to stay in that defensive mindset against Sexton. He'll try and get forward of centre at every opportunity. And the likes of Brown at ground level. Cameron had no one within 30 metres of him. Got out the back. Too easy, too good. Well done to the Sharks. Back in the middle now. Malone won that tap out. Here's a chance for Surfers though to clear. That's come off the side of the boot. Going more backwards and forwards. Found a target out there in Kennedy. Kennedy now up the line. That's not a bad mark at all. Where do they go from here? The Demons. They're trailing by 14 points. Trying to find a key forward there. Players come together. Good contest between that lot. Ball's not going anywhere. Right on the forward 50 for the Demons.
So Selby tackled there. The ball thrown up. Malone, 485 hit-outs for the season so far. He's closing in on 500. As Surface look for a way into their forward line. High up and under. Kennedy's got to set himself, and he's pulled that one in. That's a great mark there by Joe Kennedy. And he'll have a set shot for goal, about 45 out. Well, perhaps into a slight breeze, Kane.
Yeah, no, you're right, Brownie. But we've seen a little bit of Kennedy, the Southport representative. He's played a bit of VFL footy. So he's definitely got the skill set. He's generally played down back, but he plays a fair bit forward at this level. Big body, strong hands. Set shot, should be good.
So Joe Kennedy coming in, has the shot. Umpire just drifts across. Doesn't quite make the distance. In fact, no score, the ball trickles out of bounds. Left-hand side of the goalpost. So we've played 8.5 minutes of this opening term. Big TPIL lawyers clash. QAFL. Demon second on the ladder. Just the one behind. Redland-Victoria point 2-3-15 sitting in 5th spot. And the game outside of the top 4 at the moment. So boundary throwing to take place. All players virtually in the Surfers Paradise half of the field. Doing the ruck down there was Benetti, the debutant there from North Albury for Surfers. Got a big task there up against Tony Malone. And now he can get it clear, the ball be thrown up right in front of the Surfers goal. Beautiful afternoon for footy. As Malone got the ball tapped down, trying to break through. There was Carrigan, had plenty of the ball, dispossessed. The free kick will go the way of Redland-Victoria point.
Well, again, they've had some opportunities. Surfers can't hit a target inside 50 at this stage. That looks like, I believe, yes, that was Aston. Campbell Aston started the chain. Now they could be at the back again. Here's an opportunity for Gasso. Gets on the right foot, chips up towards half forward. Again, Cameron gets out the back, trying to keep it in front of him. Good pick up by Cameron. Handballs to the top of the goal square. Look at the numbers around here for Surfers Paradise. They need to get out here smoothly. Woodburn got pushed off the footy. Still rolling around. They've got to be clean here, the Demons. Now they're out of a bit of a trouble. Kick down the line. 2 on 3. Comes to the front. Good body pressure there from the Sharks. Going back the way it came. Kicks around the corner. Ball still rolling around in front. Trying to get a clean possession away. Sexton gets on the right foot. Cameron's not in the box seat. That's not a bad mark on the last line. That's brilliant for the D's.
And that's Luxton there.
Luxton?
No, make it. There, the number changes. Yeah. Another one, 17. Yeah, so the change.
Tarlington.
And over there to Zach Smith. He goes out. No one home there for Surface. Tapping the ball there was William Shepherd for the Sharks. Ball comes back in, board for them. Offerman's looking there for Cameron. Broadbent on his hammer. Back to Tarleton. Fumble. Gasu gets right in and lays a strong tackle. Umpire gave him benefit of the doubt. Throw the ball up.
GC, he's pretty lively at ground level. He's had a couple of opportunities outside 50, but I tell you what, he's got some X factor there. As the ball comes back up, Zach Smith got pushed off the ball in that ruck contest. Ball still rolling around. Sexton just out from the pack. Got the handball away somehow. They need to get a shot on goal here, the Sharks. Comes back to Campbell Aston. Tries to break the tackle. Just got the handball away. Surfers, the pressure gauge has gone up. That ball's going to be held up, though. Pack of players surround the ball. Another ball up. About 45 out from the Sharks' goal.
Who lead the way at the moment. Smith doing the battle. Kicked away there by Carrigan. Didn't go very far. Players just held up there at centre-half forward. Involved there, Jake Chapman. Umpire will throw the ball up by number 16 there, Kai Pendlebury. Doing the ruck work there. This might be kind of been Hamish Patterson. Ball kicked forward there by Chapman. High up and under the goal square. Players set themselves. And a good relieving mark there by Josh Renese.
Well, it was a don't argue there from the Sharks, unfortunately. Went straight down the throat of Nice, who was in the box seat. Chip across to Zach Smith on the last line. No, Tarlington, sorry. He's about the same size as Zach Smith. They look pretty similar.
Getting used to the different numbers and strips here, of course. Latest day here for Surfers Paradise.
Nice again. Chips the ball up. That's great defensive effort there. Slams the ball over the boundary line. And again, might be missing someone on that page there. Number 17 for Redland-Victoria point. It's not on that team sheet. We've got jumbled team sheets. We've got changes everywhere. Keep an eye on that.
But if you're a Shark supporter, you're in front by 14 points at the 12.5-minute mark of the first term. Ball spent to Chapman, getting a piece of the ball lately. Patterson's there. Well done by Leah Camps. He got the ball over to Luxton. Luxton by hand over the top to the skipper there and Doran. Matt Doran now looking for a lead down forward. That's better play. And it might be Josh Minogue leading in there, and it was. So the other North Albury product. He's been good form lately too, Josh Minogue. He's got the leading goal kicker at the moment. He's got 30 goals for the season. Next best, Lawrence King on 26. Far cry behind Hamilton with 85, of course, in the Ray Hewson medal.
No, well, it was more Duran's work right through the middle of the ground, and just the depth kick to Minogue was absolutely brilliant for the D's.
So about 45-degree angle. We'll be kicking in the end where the mark is about 35 metres out. And the Demons looking for their first goal of the afternoon. And again, he sprays it to the left-hand side. In fact, he's hit the behind post, so OOB. No addition to the score. They still trail it by 14 points. One behind, and Redland-Victoria point 2-3-15.
Well, they've definitely got the ascendancy here, the Sharks, at the moment. Ground level, they're dominating. They're not getting the marks in the air either. Contested marks will be right down for the D's this afternoon. So far, plenty of numbers around this contest. Good luck. Who's going to get this ball out? Looks like it's going to be the Sharks. They've got a bit of traffic there. That ball's going to roll over, so that's going to be a lasso. That's a free kick to the Demons. And it looks like down there it's Broadbent, the vice-captain, just bombs it back inside attacking 50. It's been the tail of the tape so far for the D's. Again, the Sharks defend pretty well. Chapman's down there in the back pocket. Chips up the line, looking for Malone. Playing the rover on that occasion. Pretty good effort from the big man. Chip kicks worked out very well for the Sharks. This is Callahan. Callahan now back and board. Sexton trying to cut it off. Looks like Hunkin there at centre half back. Again, they're just holding on the ball pretty well. Hunkin's going to get this ball back. Malone on his broadcast side wing. He's going to find a teammate a little bit straighter in Shepherd. 50.
And Cam Ellis-Olin, I think. He's saying he was chasing a player. He wasn't in the space. He's protesting his innocence. But it's going to be a 50-metre penalty. And it looks like going the way of Shepherd.
Well, again, just a little bit, what's the word for it? A little bit of discipline there from Ellis Yeoman. I mean, by the time he actually took the look around to the umpire, there was no one within 50 metres of him. So I don't know who he was complaining about. But Shepherd here could increase the lead for the Sharks. Third goal of the day. This is a good opportunity for him. Shepherd on the right, keeps it pretty low.
Oh, no one home.
Jeez, barely.
Yeah, just off the side of his boot, but scraped through from minor score there, Kane.
Barely skims the surface there.
No one was there to Shepherd. Shepherd's gone.
No.
Shot through.
No, it wasn't. And Benetti, the debutant, tried to get a hand on it for the D's, but minor score, so 6 shots to 1 at this stage. The Sharks are leading by 15 points.
Broadbent doing both ends of the ground. Got the ball there down to Albie Jones. Always likes to go forward at times. That kick went forward, didn't find anywhere. Luxton. And good smell off the boot there by Hamish Patterson, who's a late inclusion for Hamilton. Also Max Gardner was named as emergency playing today, number 24 for Redland-Victoria point. They hold a 15-point lead halfway through the first term.
Well, it looks like O'Sullivan's lined up on now Ellis Yeoman when he drifts forward. That's an interesting matchup between those two. O'Sullivan, one of the best halfbacks in the comp. Here's another chance for the Sharks. Looking for the young man there. That's absolutely brilliant. Giso. Hopefully I'll get the pronouncement right. Or Gisu.
I'm going with Gisu.
Gisu. Let's go with that this afternoon. So he's going to be lining up from about 35 out on that angle. This will be a massive blow in this first quarter for the D's. Redland's been the dominant side so far. Grand final replay. Here we go. Gisu on the right. Straight over the goal umpire's hat. Absolutely brilliant start here from the Sharks. They've kicked the first 3 goals of the day. And all of a sudden, it's a 21-point lead in favour of the visitors. And the D's look a little bit shell-shocked at the moment.
Certainly do, and Sam Dwyer will be pulling the changes, that's for sure. I said there's no Swallow, Greenwood, Snowball in the middle. Cam Ellis-Olman still protesting his innocence. Someone's just running by outside the protected area, but it's not the way the umpire saw it. And a result on the board.
Well, it is a different-looking midfield to start with today. Looks like Mullane's in there as well. So you got Woodburn, Ellis Yeoman, Zach Smith, and Zion Malone. So plenty of talent. This should be interesting. Malone back in the ruck against Smith. Malone got the box spot. Malone trying to clear it out through handball, but again the Sharks just banging on boot towards half forward. Woodburn Gets on the right foot. Ellis Yeoman's got out to this broadcast side in a little bit of space. Turns back on the right foot. Launches the ball about 50 metres. Who's there for the home side? O'Sullivan's good with the fist. Duran's around the mark. Zai Mullane stay in the middle. Gets on the right foot. Straight over the goal umpire's hat. That's a good way to hit back. First goal of the day for the D's. And they definitely needed that first goal on the board. But that was beautiful work by the D's on that occasion. Probably the best possible, best passage of play so far for the game.
Worked their way well through to the middle there. And Mullane pouncing on that. Started, of course, in the middle. The handy roaming across that half-forward line as well. So Mullane gets the first one on the board for the Demons. They trail it by 15 points, 1-1-7. Redland-Victoria point, 3-4-22. Just going back to the Bond University QAFLW, that early game got underway today at Southport. The Sharks, of course, on top of the ladder at the moment. They defeated Maroochydore 13-15-93 and Maroochydore 3-3-21. A reminder, those Queensland country games about to get underway against AFL Sydney and Canberra. And you can watch them on the YouTube channel as well. The men kicking off at 2 p.m. and the women just after 5 p.m. Offermans, he's been a handy contributor so far. Over to Tiny Malone, squares it out wide, finds Callahan. Also been good in this first term. Getting down forward there is Aston, the ball gatherer. They're the poisoning. Got loose players everywhere here. Cameron's there by himself. The lead is on in the forward pocket. That might be offered by Sexton. Couldn't take it though. Leaves it open for Woodburn as Demons try to clear out towards the broadcast side. Kept in and well played there by James Madden, the Irishman, former Lion. But the ball now bounces out of bounds between wing and half forward. No, in fact, it's a Lassou. So Woodburn looking for another disposal. Will take the free kick from the back line.
Woodburn's been called to play on pretty quickly. Cameron was after him. Dangerous kick back in the middle of the ground. They've got to be good here. Another fumble. Instantly pressured there. Gisu at the bottom of the pack. Look at him go. Trying to get the ball out. Plays dive on it. Cameron's around the mark as well. Well, they're shooting themselves in the foot, the D's. Deep inside defensive 50. A little bit fumbly. Allows the Sharks to go back into attack. That kick's come off the side of the boot, rolling towards the boundary line. They prefer it to go out, but it's going to stay in. Tarlington looking for Duran. Can't find him, unfortunately. Here's a chance for the Sharks. They've been peppering away in this first quarter for inside 50s. That ball comes off the outstretched hands. Chance to get out of trouble. They need a contested mark here somehow. Players are going to come together. Malone hit the pack hard. Couldn't really dominate the clearance there. Ball gets out the back. Now they've got a bit of room to move the D's. One-on-one. Great effort there. And unfortunately it's been cut off by the young man Madden.
So the Irishman, yes, across the half-back. As I said before, has been a good asset for the Sharks this season. He's the acting skipper for the day. Toss the coin there, Luke O'Sullivan. Kicks the ball back in defensive zone. Finds Chapman. They're trying to switch play here, Redlands. And there's Hamish Patterson. Short kick. Couldn't quite find Harrison Humpkin. And the ball trickles out of bounds. No lasso on that occasion. The ball was touched, so boundary throw to take place between wing and half forward on the outer side. 15-point lead to the visitors at the moment. The Sharks 3-4-22. Demons 1-1-7. Closing in on quarter time. So 22 minutes are gone. If you're just tuning in here on the AFLQ YouTube channel, it's Ladies' Day. So we're in the different strip, Surfers Paradise today. And Jake Prokos thought it was out. He took his time before being tackled there by Joe Kennedy. The ball will be thrown in once again on the outer side.
Kennedy was smart. He could have sent him into next week and over the fence there, so he just held back a little bit. Ball gets thrown back in. This has been a real juicy contest. Smith and Malone. Malone won the tap out again. He's second in the league for tap out hit outs this season. Umpire's called a hole in the ball, so free kick's going to go to the Sharks at half back. Still trailing here, the home side.
So that's Aston.
Aston launches the ball up. That's a pretty good mark there.
Gardner,
thank you. Gardner gets on the right foot, not a little bit unsure. Just past the outstretched hands of a teammate there at half forward. The Demons trying to come out of trouble again. Kicks towards the boundary line. Ball still rolling around. Few extra numbers here for the D's, trying to get the handball out, just gets forced forward for the Sharks though. Here's a chance, trying to break the tackle, kicks around the corner, looking for Gisu. Still a chance, bounces up perfectly, it looks like it's Sexton, kicks towards goal, hits the post.
So almost on target there, Alex Sexton wearing the number 6 today rather than the usual number 3.
He'd be happy wearing that number 6, the former number for his Gold Coast Suns.
Well, this was, I believe it's Selby, who was wearing number 8, but numbers 7 and 9 we need to check up on probably quarter time. Trying to get around his opponent there in Hunkin. Eventually did. Underneath it, no, ran too far, said the umpire. So Hunkin chased him down. Plenty of Redland-Victoria point support here too this afternoon. Looking to square it off towards the centre. He's got Big Malone there screaming for it. He's going to be offered. Marshall taken by Shepherd. He had a set shot at goal before, but couldn't quite complete the deal. Now kicks long inside 50. A hold's been called out there, and it's going to go the way of the Sharks. It's going away Cameron. Just see him being held a little bit down the backfield there, Kane.
No, it was definitely a grab of the jumper. It was pretty obvious from back here. The umpire was in a perfect spot to make the call, made the right one. Josh Brown was trying to take the advantage, run into an open goal, but here's a chance for Cameron.
Chance for his second in this first term. Not far out, 45-degree angle, and he threads it through. No mistake there for number 20. And he brings up his second. And a handy one for Redland-Victoria point, 4-5-29. And so it was Paradise a 1-1-7, now coming up to the 25-minute mark, the opening term.
Well, I think the main thing I've noticed, the Sharks' ability to stretch the ground out, find open space on either wings has been massive in this first quarter. The D's just seem a little bit panicked. They're always just trying to get the ball on boot, get that yardage down the ground, but unfortunately, without a lot of structure, and the Sharks have been able to cut that off at times and just get that run started from half back, right through the corridor, straight up the guts of the ground, and Cameron on the lead just got held and free kick and great kick for goal.
Started with the turnover, of course, on the centre wing here, and Hunkin sent them into attack and results in the goal. Mullane, who's got the only goal kicker for Surface so far, went around in almost 180 degrees, sends the ball down. But Madden standing in the way once again there for Redland-Victoria point. Sends them out wide. Dragged to the ground there was Hamilton. Now Patterson didn't claim the advantage, so ball go back to the number 35. So Hamilton also knows where the goals are for Redland-Victoria point. Just short of the centre wing. Lovely day for football. You can see in those pictures, the crowd just loves sitting around on the outside fence, the cars. Ball ends up with Aston. Good smell off the boot, though, by Mullane. And the boundary thrown right next to the scoreboard. 22-point lead to the visitors.
Well, a lot of one-on-one contests, and the Sharks have been on top in this first quarter. They've got to find an outlet, Surface Paradise. Someone who's got the ability to clunk a mark when they're under a bit of stress. Just up the ground, whether it's up around the wing or half forward, just something they can aim at. Because at the moment, every time they go inside attacking 50, they're just bombing away, and it's easy for the Sharks' defence to cut off. As the ball gets thrown back in, Smith probably won the tap out on that occasion, probably one of the first ones this afternoon. The Sharks get the clearance, so that shot on goal looks pretty good. It's there. Not quite sure who it was. We're going to have to get an update on that. Plenty of excitement there for the Sharks.
Aston, yep.
Well, look at that, Aston.
Again.
Well done to him. The captain gets his first of the afternoon. They've kicked 5 goals to 1 in this opening quarter, 10 scoring shots to 2. 5-5-35, leading the Demons 1-1-7. We're ticking just on 27.5 minutes opening quarter. TPIL QAFL live action coming to you live from the home of the Demons. Another beautiful day for footy this afternoon, Brownie, and game is on.
Yes, well, Redland-Victoria point, obviously, looking to recapture that form that took them to the grand final victory last year, losing to Surface Paradise round 1 at Totally Workwear Park, looking to avenge that defeat. Offermans, Josh Brown, flushed it forward, picked up there by Harry Taylor. The ball's gone out wide. Hamilton running back to the fight of the ball, but a good strong mark taken by the Demon defence. That might be Beardsall. Nuggety defender. But to come back to Campbell Aston, he's over 350 disposals so far this season. I think he's up to about a century of clearances as well. The co-captain, such a valuable player in the Sharks' colours. The Demons trying to work the ball forward. They do. There's Lawrence King in the line boots. So Petey Farrar just joining us late on the AFL Q YouTube channel. We picked us through double take. And we are taking double take the Surfers Paradise jumper. It's ladies' day, and that was a poor kick to Broadbent. Didn't find the target. So launch another attack here, Redland-Victoria point. Approaching quarter time. Cameron goes over the top to Chapman. Got loose players running forward here. The kick comes into the forward line. Hamilton to the back. There's Josh Brown. The ball didn't bounce kindly for him. And Nice was there to cover up. And didn't go over the boundary line, so I think we'll throw the ball up. Came right on the goal line there for the Sharks.
Geez, the shape of the ball, I really hate it at times. I tell you what, Brown was in the box seat. Ball gets thrown up. The Demons cleared again. Ball rolling towards the boundary line. That's going to be a last surfer goes out. Finally touched. Looks like Taylor got a touch on it.
Just a couple of early quarter time or first quarter scores. Maroochydore jumped the gun against Labrador, 33 points to 8.
Well,
first time, Wollongong Grange were in front of Palm Beach Currumbin in the first quarter.
Well, that's a surprise. Well done to them. Palm Beach have been arguably the dominant side this season. Malone, Zach Smith back in the ruck. Trying to clear the ball again. Can't on that occasion.
So almost 30 minutes gone of the opening quarter. Great start for the visitors. Redland-Victoria point, 5 goals to 1. Malone up against Smith again. It's a great battle. Offerman's been everything so far. Swung the boot on around, and a good strong mark's taken there by Joe Kennedy, forced to go to the back line. So Sam Dwyer makes some changes already. Normally up the forward line. Max Gardner standing the mark. Kennedy, though, going towards the Malone and Zach Smith contest. That quarter just going over the 30 minutes. It's a great start to the reigning premiers, Redland-Victoria point. They're 5-5-35, and Surfers Paradise 1-1-7 after that first term. 2 goals to Clay.
You need a strong team. At TPIL Lawyers, we rise above the pack. When it comes to your total and permanent disability and compensation claims, choose TPIL, the Personal Injury Lawyers. TPIL Lawyers, proud partner of the AFL Queensland.
AFL 9s, it's footy for
best mates looking to be teammates.
cardio fiends after a bit of competition.
Legends of the game, looking at making a comeback.
There's footy for when your week's pretty cooked. Or for fitting it in between classes.
It's footy!
It's footy.
It's footy.
It's footy for me.
Okay, let's give them 60 minutes of skills, fitness and fun. And let's not forget about connection. We're talking safe, inclusive and modified rules, perfect for newcomers. Okay, super kick on 3.
1, 2, 3, super kick! Yeah!
Super fun, super safe, super inclusive. Super kick, tailor-made for 7 to 12-year-olds.
Football club is very, very important in this community. Without it, there's not much else to do in such a small town.
I do believe that there's so much more to sport than just winning.
If my story says anything, it's that you don't need the experience. Having the passion and having the want to see the young girls excel.
It's also, to me, a chance to give back to the community.
To find your more, visit play.afl/more to footy.
It's not just an Australian sport. There's a lot of countries that come over and create a home here that can also join in and play the sport to the fullest potential.
All the advice that you get given, it's really inspiring.
Being part of a football team is more than just a game. It's like a family.
To find your more.
stop team from turning down.
Welcome back to Calibre Homes Oval. Quarter time break is just about over. Crowds leaving the respective huddles. But a good start to the reigning premiers. Redland-Victoria point, leader by 28 points at the first break, 5-5-35. And Surfers Paradise 1-1-7. Clay Cameron with 2 goals for the Sharks, and the sole goal kicker for Surfers Paradise, Zai Mullane, with their sole goal at the moment. Reminder, of course, all the matches you can view on AFL Q YouTube channel, and they've got the 2 state games. A reminder today, the men's game is underway, the Queensland Country versus AFL Sydney Canberra. That'll be followed by the Queensland Country women's side. First time Queensland Country women have been represented in a state game. Also playing AFL's Sydney Canberra. That match after 5 p.m. at Southport Fankhauser Reserve. The second quarter underway. No one get the ball clear. The umpire, Ty Pendlebury, wearing number 16, throws the ball up. Malone in front, got the tap down. Away goes Offman's one of their best players in the first quarter. Sharks immediately into attack. Kings towards the left of the screen, the northern end in their second term. Cameron's got the ball on a string again. Goes to the Mercurial shot around the corner. Last line defence there. And a free kick's been paid. Albie Jones went up and will get a free kick. Might have been for chopping of the arms. So no addition to the quarter time score. Jones ready to bring the ball back into play. Elects to go short. He finds Woodburn. Did he go to 15? Looking for Beardsall for support. As Surfers Paradise now bring the ball on the members' side.
Well, Beardsall with that kick up the line worked out okay. Rolling out the back. Here's a chance for Surfers. No, can't keep it in. That come off the hand. Can't be a lasso.
Well, I reckon, they're peeling Redland-Victoria point. Might have come off his boot after he touched his hand, but
don't know about that one.
I didn't see it that way. Luke O'Sullivan was appealing there, acting skipper for today, but the ball thrown back in.
Sylvie was the one who was trying to keep that ball in. Malone again with the tap out, looking for Sexton. Duran at the bottom of the pack. Shepherd with the tackle.
Too high.
Too high. Unfortunately, he's been one of the prime movers for the Sharks this afternoon as well. He's had a great start, Shepherd. Duran needs to stand up here, find a target at half forward. Ellis Yeoman pushing forward. He's a booming kick. Woodburn on the outside, right on the boundary line. Kicks the ball back in play. Can't take it to contested mark. Little chip kick's going to find the target. Play on, said the umpire. Gets the ball on boot, rolling towards goal square. Could have let that go, actually. Arguably, it was Kane Gordon who dropped the chest mark on the goal line, and the Sharks get off with a reprieve there.
And immediately go into attack. Yes, not calling the 15. The umpire certainly got the tape measures out this afternoon, Kane. As Sharks go forward, Tarleton trying to bring it in. Broadbent's there. Tarleton goes in again, along with Raf Gesu, but no one can get it out. So on this occasion, umpire Frank Rayson wearing the number 29. It's Malone up against Smith. Malone another tap out there. Again, the ball down to Offermans. They need to get control of around the stoppages at the moment. Surface, they're really lacking. Beardsall goes in after it. Back to Luxton. Does a 1-2 with Beardsall. Over that outer side here at Calibre Homes Oval. And Cam Ellis-Yeoman takes another strong mark.
Ellis-Yeoman looking to come back in board. Decides to go down the line. That works out okay.
Gordon.
That's to Gordon. A little bit of a reprieve. 1-on-1 inside taking 50. That's pretty good ball movement by the D's, and finds Minogue. About 35-40 out on that semi-tight angle. So there was no one really forward of centre other than Ellis Yeoman and Minogue. Yeoman with a mark, and found Minogue inside taking 50. So here we go. This will be a pretty good start for the second quarter. They need to hit back with another goal here, the D's. Comes in now. Slow and steady. Kicks over the man on the mark. Right foot. Unfortunately, he's pushed that to the left. Actually, he's pushed that way left. It's gone out on the full.
Bad miss by the forward.
We've had a couple of outbounds on the Falls Brownie to start this contest, and take every opportunity against the reigning premier.
So I wait for the ball to come back. Updating scores. Maroochydore lead Labrador by 20 points at the moment. Morningside over Broadbeach 39-8. Noosa over Mount Gravatt 39-14. Tight one between Aspley and Sherwood. Only 3 points in it in favour of Aspley. And Palm Beach just in front by 2 points over Wilston Grange now. The line's a bit the front down there. As Luke O'Sullivan Kicks the ball up towards the wing on the outer side. Shepherd went up for it. Ball spills. Luxton's there. Tackled by Campbell Astono. Sent to the ground. And umpire Bellina will come in and throw the ball up. So just the one addition to the quarter-time score. A minor score there to the Demons. 4.5 minutes played. Ladies' Day down here at Calibre Homes Oval. Hence the new different style of jumpers there. Oh, trying to do the fend-off there was Zach Smith. Campbell Aston in it once again. He can do everything, this player. Leads by example. Almost missed the grand final. Had a hamstring injury towards the end of last season, but true to his ethic there, Kane, he got fit for the grand final, and he's now a premiership player.
Well, and again, found Offermans looks like on that outer side. He's been absolutely on fire in this game. He's definitely probably the top possession getter for the day so far.
Well, he's getting a lot of experience playing for the Brisbane Lions and the VFL team too, Charlton Offermans, and of course represented Queensland last year in the successful state team.
You can't just let a bloke like that off the chain. He's got A-class talent, that young man. As the ball's still drifting towards the D's half-forward line, he dropped that cold. Ellis Yeoman couldn't gather it either. Kennedy there. Kicks the ball around the corner. Can they take a contested mark? No, it doesn't. Numbers are with the Sharks. So Sullivan dropped a cold. Play on, said the umpire. Sexton on this broadcast side is going to gather it. Got a little bit of time. Kicks up the line. Gisu, he's got to beat 3. Well done. Lays the tackle. Hit Durang. Got a free kick as well. Well done, young man.
He did. Well, Tarleton and Doran bumped into each other that time. So well done by Raf Gisu, a Troy Clark Scholarship winner a few years ago. Of course, originally from Palm Island and South Cairns. They go forward. Callahan, good handball over Harry Taylor. Taylor goes to the forward pocket. Josh Brown's there. Takes a strong mark. Under pressure from Zach Smith. And Joshua Brown, he relishes the hard contest, as we know, Kane. And he'll go back and have a set shot for goal to try and put the Sharks further in front.
As Gisu comes out off for a well-earned rest, that was play of the afternoon for me. Absolutely brilliant by the young man.
3-on-1.
3-on-1. Put his body on the line, which resulted in Joshua Brown taking a massive chest mark. Good contested mark, and he's lining up from about 45 out.
Looking for his first of the afternoon. Of course, no Matt Hamilton today. Late withdrawal, and he's threaded it through beautifully. Josh Brown, he certainly knows where the goals are on that occasion, and he picks up his first of the afternoon, and the Sharks 6-5-41. Service Paradise stuck on 1-2-8, 7 minutes played, second term.
Well, talk about example set. That's what you have to do, especially as a small. Put your body on the line. Get to the bottom of the packs. Great effort by, again, Gisu. Can't praise him enough for that passage of play. And in the end, Josh Brown, he's a brilliant kick for goal. He's probably kicked over 100 goals over the last 3 seasons, Brown. So he's a dominant small forward in the competition, and coming off a premiership season, he's continuing his good work.
I was going to say the Demons are struggling and linking up there. A couple of passages they've gone into the forward line. Minogue had a chance for a goal, but it's all starting here from the stoppages, and Smith just letting Malone slap the ball down. You heard that in the effects, Mike. When he slung off the ball, there was Aston, but he went for a second effort, a tackle there, Zach Smith. Ball ends up with Woodburn, gets on the left boot, kick out wide, trying to find Kane Gordon, and does at the second attempt. He's juggled it. He's got Madden on the mark. Callahan with the spoil on that occasion. Ball ends up here with Keenan Faulkner. He's the one wearing number 8.
Look out.
And is that Madden again, running his opponent down? It was. It was Kane Gordon, so well done there to Madden. They're certainly on target this afternoon at the moment, you say, the Sharks, Kane.
Well, the 1%ers are just massive for the Sharks. They're doing the simple things perfectly, and the D's, the perceived pressure, they're just under the pump every opportunity. They can't get any continuity going at all. As that ball gets kicked around the corner, again looking for the likes of Gordon. Should be a free kick, and is. Advantage paid. That back into the corridor. Chest mark could be paid. No, said the umpire. That came out the front. I thought that marker was going to be paid. Still in the hands of the D's. Around the corner. Just offline. Missed to the left.
From Minogue.
Minogue again. He's had a few opportunities.
Yeah.
And the Sharks, through Chapman, are going to come out of trouble once more.
Short kick there to Sexton. Boundary side. Lawrence King waiting to get on there for Surfers Paradise. Max Gardner likewise for the Victoria point. But Sexton on the half-back line. Half-back line runs around. Looking for the contest, Shepherd chipping in front, Broad read it beautifully. Quick handball, dishes off to Beardsall. Beardsall off to the centre forward, finds the power forward there in Ellis Yeoman. Got rid of his opponent. The elbow is high, umpire allowed it. Now Ellis, I'm looking for a pink jumper up forward. That's the Service Paradise jumper for today. None forthcoming. Toe poke forward there was from Chapman. Tried to break the tackles, got Harry Taylor in support. Taylor handballs backwards. Kick comes clear. Beardsall's got up against Shepherd. Also there was Tyler Horsfield for Redlands. Broadbent again to Mullane. The sole goal kicker for Surface. Handball out wide, over the head of Beardsall. Get it back though. Courtesy from the handball there from Albie Jones. They finally go forward, but relieving mark. Is that Madden again? Yes, it is. The Irishman really fulfilling that right across the half-back line very well. Goes short and finds Luke O'Sullivan.
Well, again, in the air, inside the defensive 50, they're intercepting marks. They're marking everything down in the back line at the moment as Taylor gets the mark out here. Just ahead of half-back for the Sharks. He's going to kick down the line. Plenty of numbers around this ball. Looking for the likes of Malone. Zach Smith chips in with an intercept mark of his own. Bypasses Mullane. Finds a teammate there in Faulkner. Good name to have. He's about to kick the daylights out of this Faulkner. Yes, he does. Kicks towards centre forward. O'Sullivan, impact of the contest. Unfortunately, giving away the free kick. Advantage paid. Kicks around the corner. It's home. Is it going to be paid? Yes, it is. Ellis Yeoman.
Redland-Victoria protesting that the umpire had blown the whistle, but they paid the advantage. So Zach Benetti could have been lining up for his first goal in his debut game for Surfers Paradise, but in the end, Ellis Yeoman took the advantage and gets a badly needed goal there for Surfers Paradise. 2-3-15. Trail the Sharks by 26 points, 6-5-41. 11 minutes played, second quarter.
Well, O'Sullivan was just trying to come back with the flight of footy, really took his eyes off the ball for most of it. So the free kick was paid. He really wasn't looking at the ball at all. But again, Ellis Yeoman, that ball got sort of cleared out right into his breadbasket and kicked around the corner from about 40 out. It was a brilliant kick. Great finish, and that's exactly what the D's need, but they're still trailing. 2-3-15 to 6-5-41. Tick under 12 minutes played, second quarter.
And Gardner relieving Tiny Malone in the ruck there. Goes up against Smith. No one can get it clear. Offermans and Carrigan doing battle. Umpire Bellina. Take two. Smith the height advantage. Straight down to Woodburn. Hunkin couldn't get it clear. Aston does though. Another possession. Goes by hand this time. Over the top. Back to Gardner. We had Hunkin on his outside. Eventually got it to him. Now the kick to the forward line, beautifully positioned there by Clay Cameron. Certainly proving mobile enough. He's worried for the Demons' defence at the moment. The versatility of Cameron just pops it up towards the goal square. Pack flies. Tarleton couldn't take it. Luxton was there. Over to Faulkner. In turn to Selvey. Back out to Nice. That was Joshua Variety. And the ball, good long, strong tackle there laid by Carrigan on Josh Brown, and the umpire will throw the ball up on the outer side between wing and half forward, with Redland-Victoria Point leading by 26 points here in the second quarter.
The ability to go end to end has been a little bit easy for the Sharks, even in the start of the second quarter. The Demons again just look a little bit panicky at the moment. They're desperate to get some shots on goal, but if you're only looking at the likes of Ellis Yeoman to drift down, you're going to be in a bit of strife. They need Minogue to start kicking some goals. He's kicked a few minor scores. Woodburn's been a little bit quiet by his standards, but the likes of Shepherd and Aston and players like that have been huge for the Sharks. Here's another opportunity. Gets on the left foot from Hunkin. Guess what? It's there. Hunkin, great finish for the Sharks. Kicks his first of the afternoon. And other than Cameron, Brownie, they've got 5 other individual goal kickers. So 6 individual goal kickers for 7 goals. Well, on the other hand, you got who was that? Ellis Yeoman and Zion Mullane with singles for the D's. So they're definitely sharing it around, but the workload's been a massive team effort for the Sharks, and they've really surprised the Demons in the opening stanza in a bit.
Biggest lead of the game so far, 32 points. So danger signs here for the Demons. Of course, they're off a bye. I remember last year off a bye, they got trounced by Broadbeach. But both teams, of course, the whole competition bye in both the Bondi University QAFLW and the TPIL Lawyers QAFL last weekend. So both teams are fairly fresh. Surface go down, a big collision there. Lawrence King's come off second best, so keep an eye on him, Kane. The Sharks clear that defensive zone, or Demons try to clear that defensive zone. Luxton on hands and knees. Woodburn's in after it. There's Carrigan. He's tackled strongly, though. Aston kept the ball in on him. Offermans goes in as well. They double team him, in fact. Umpire said, I've had enough. I'll throw the ball up there.
Well, it looks like
outer side.
Looks like King's picked himself up. He's lined up on
He's been quiet so far, hasn't he?
Been very quiet. I don't think he's actually touched the ball so far this afternoon. That's danger signs for the Demons.
Benetti and Gardner going up. Well, Woodburn tackled high. Umpire said, no, it was okay. Play on. As the... again, the players can't get it clear, so the ball will be thrown up right on the half-forward line. That was Selvey involved. So Gardner, Benetti will fly over the top. Debutant there from North Albury today. Pushing the back. Will go the way of the Sharks. And it looks like Cooper Pell's out there underneath the scoreboard, showing you the visitors leading by 32 points. He goes short. Oh, Benetti missed what he should have taken. He goes in after it, though, along with Gardner, following the ball towards the boundary line, and it'll be thrown in right in the true centre wing. Bit of cloud cover, but still a beautiful day for football, Kane.
No, definitely. It's been pretty cool at night here on the Gold Coast the last couple of weeks. Been pretty brutal temperature-wise, but while that sun's out, take advantage while you can. It's going to get dark fairly towards the back end of this game as well. Those lights might come on. As long as that wind stays away, it's still a pretty nice day to be calling footy. Ball comes to the front from that throw-in. No clear winner. Umpire's found a free kick. Looks like it's going to go to the Sharks. They've been first to the ball. Offerman's best on ground for me so far. He's been huge. Ball towards half forward. No one around defensively for the D's. Don't know what's going on. Horsfield.
Goes short and try to cut it off there, the Demons. Now they get quickly into attack. Standing in front there was Jensen, but didn't bounce kindly for him. Chapman came through instead. High number. Guess who set himself? Went up for the big mark and he's taken it. Oh, so he set this team alight in the second term here. He fought off three other opponents early in this quarter, end up with a goal to Josh Brown, and now he's taken a specky himself.
Geez,
number 4.
You'd love to see a replay of that one, Brownie.
You can on the AFLQ YouTube channel, of course.
No, you're definitely right. I don't think he got up exactly on the springboard the way he would have liked to, but I tell you what, it was still a spectacular mark, and if you can kick the goal, geez, opens up a massive lead for the Sharks.
So guess who's kicked one in the first term? Looking for number 2, allows the breeze to bring it around, but it's not going to do it enough, unfortunately, so couldn't complete the mark with a major, but still a 33-point lead to the visitors, 7-6-48. Demons at 2-3-15, 17 and a half minutes played, second term.
Well, they've been cleaner, they've been stronger, they've been wiser, they've been all over the Demons. The Demons have had zero time whatsoever to kick the footy. That's a pretty decent kick from full back, though. That ball's gone 75 metres. The ball comes to ground. Can't get that one out, so reset.
And that's what the home team needs to do. Reset at the moment. Malone's back in the ruck over the debutant there in Benetti. They get the ball out, though, to Zyma Lane. One of their 2 goal kickers so far. Woodburn leads his opponent in the race to the ball. That's Madden. Got around him, though. Back to Malone. He's got time to have a bounce. Underneath us here, broadcast side. Over there to Zach Sears. Sears looking for the pass in the forward line. A good mark there might be Kennedy. Strong mark under all sorts of pressure there from Jack Prokos. And Kennedy, but he's hard up against the in front of the members' stand, if you like, Kane, of course. They're celebrating Ladies' Day today. They've had a big lunch. They'll be in full voice.
Well, this crowd's going to go absolutely bananas if he kicks this goal from the spot he's in.
Not an easy pocket to kick from here at Calibre Homes Oval, but he set sail. The ball coming around. It's not a bad attempt. Oh, touched on the line. So I think he might have gone through the goals, but good defensive work there by the Sharks. Only allowing a minor score, but it was a great attempt there by Kennedy.
ends up in the hands of O'Sullivan on the kick out. This is where they've been struggling, the D's, to shut this play down. It's just been way too easy. It's Gisu again. Finds himself at sort of half back. Kicks up the line. Shepherd's been massive in this first half. Put his body on the line. That kick could have been reversed. King's been in the wars, but it's been intercepted at half back.
That was Albie Jones. Now goes out wide. And he finds there, that was Cody Neese. They worked the ball on the outer wing. Zach Sears, it was on this side of the ground just a moment ago, so covering plenty of territory. The number 25 kicks down the line. Look at the big mark. Now a chance over the back. Selvey. And he had Minogue in support. Elects to go in short. King's recovered. Takes the mark at half forward. This distance will test him. So he goes short. Over the top there was Minogue. He kept running forward. And, well, he needs to kick one, Kane. He's had a few chances, as we've said. This is about his third or fourth set shot at goal. And he's been on the, I think, a couple out of bounce on the full and a minor and a behind as well. So let's see what we can do here.
Well, they've added 1 goal, 3 in this second quarter, the home side. Unfortunately, the Sharks have been pushing along beautifully. So, Minogue, you're definitely right, Brad. He's got to kick this goal.
30 goals so far for the season. He's on goal number 31 to close that margin. 35 out, directly in front. And again, he's off target, pulls it to the left-hand side. So he's got the kicking yips at the moment.
He's probably kicked 0-4 this afternoon, Brownie. Maybe 0-3 and an out on the full as well, I think.
Looks like Pope doing the kicking duties here now for Redland-Victoria Point. Number 32 gets around his opponent. High kick towards the broadcast wing.
Here's a chance for Malone and Smith. It's been a juicy contest. This man right here has been absolutely brilliant. Got claimed on that occasion, though.
Commentator's curse, Kane.
Bid sell.
Way too soon.
Exactly. You give someone a compliment. It is a chance. Oh, not sure. Found a teammate there at half back. That works out okay. That was Broadbent, the vice captain. They're on that outer side. Finds a target. That's worked out okay. Looks like Sylvie out there. He had an okay first quarter. Found a teammate in short. But this is where they've been falling down, Brownie. The D's.
At least King's getting his hands on the ball now. He's had a couple of possessions the last couple of minutes, despite a couple of knocks, but it was a loose kick. Kick off the ground there by Luxton. Down loose the forward line. Into space. Sexton. Beautiful pick up with the one hand. Got around Kennedy, got the kick away just in time. Looking for Aston. At the back, though, was Neese. So there was Kerrigan. Neese lays a tackle on Campbell Aston. Umpire will come and throw the ball up. Centre forward for the Demons, who need a goal. 22 minutes gone, and they trail by just over 5 goals.
Now, even that situation there, Campbell Aston being able to lock that ball in, there was 3 Ds around him. Durand versus Aston, heads up. They got a chance here. Minogue to Zach Smith. Right foot check side. Can't get right to the line. Minogue hit the pack hard. Couldn't claim the mark. So another missed opportunity for the home side. They kicked 2 goals, 6.5 for footy. 2-6-18 to 7-6-48. 30 points the margin in favour of the visitors.
It's Pope again with the kick-in duties. Lawrence King on the mark. Pope ran his full measure. Good presentation by Hamilton, although it went through his hands. Now a chance for the surface to reply. King will get the mark now. So he has got himself involved in the game. Courtesy of that turnover, Hamilton will be ruining that one. Normally pretty reliable, as he's used as a kicking forward as well. But Lawrence King, and just perhaps a bit of a momentum change in the last period of play here, Kane.
No, you're right there, Brownie, but it's probably the first mistake that defensive unit's made. You can't turn the ball over in that part of the ground, and King was in the box seat to take an easy mark.
He's had 26 goals for the season, and can he get one this afternoon? And yes, he has threaded it through. He celebrates. So the 23-minute mark, the Demons move on to 3-6-24. The Redlands have doubled their score, though. They're 7-6-48.
Well, 24 points the margin. It's well within striking distance. The D's can score heavily when they're on song. The Sharks have got to be wary of that. Keep pushing the ball forward at every opportunity. They're winning that midfield battle, the Sharks. That's where it starts. And where it ends is down in front of goal. But the likes of Minogue, They need to find someone at ground level, though, the Demons. They keep bombing the ball in there. They've got to find someone at ground level. The likes of King can kick 2 or 3. They're in with a big shot to get back into this contest.
2 goals 5 to 2-1 so far. So the Demons are winning the quarter. Ellis Ullman in there once again, held. Umpire called play on. The ball spills out to Sexton here in the broadcast wing. About 3 or 4 opponents to beat. Loose play in the middle there was Malone. By hand again, out wide there to Hamish Patterson. Patterson now kicks the ball forward, looking for Josh Brown. And Joshua, he swings around. Finds Aston, who made position well on the half-forward flank. Another possession there to Campbell Aston. And Patterson kept on running forward too, takes the mark. And little short kick. Lead has been offered, but not accepted. That bounced to the full, so disappointing kick. Looking for Clay Cameron. Free kick defensive zone for Surface, and then switch play now to the broadcast side.
Well, Gardner was in the box seat. He had a mismatch in the goal square. They missed it, so the D's have got our trouble here at half-back. Chopping of the arms. Kick towards the boundary line. Good chest mark taken there by Benetti, making his debut this afternoon.
It's his first mark, I think.
He's a pretty good size. He gets called to play on, a bit unsure. Kicks up the line. Ball can't come to ground. Kennedy hit the pack hard. Just managed to get a hand on it. Ball still rolling around. The D's get a handball out somehow. Can't clear the ball. Kennedy to Faulkner. Faulkner looking for Beardsell. No, can't hit the pack. That was actually Minogue. Geez, massive launch by Minogue. Ellis Yeoman still in possession. He launches a ball right on 50. One-on-one contest in the goal square. Goes over their head. It's home. No free kick paid. Ellis Yeoman's kicked his second. And the D's hit back. 4-6-30. Trailing by 3 straight goals. 7-6-48. Tick under 26 minutes, second quarter.
Back-to-back goals for the first time in the match here for Surfers Paradise, and Cam Ellis Ullman. He got a goal courtesy of the advantage rule earlier this term when Zach Benetti perhaps would have had a set shot for goal. The umpire called advantage. But he just said, I'll just show you the way to go here. Got the ball from outside 50, just bombed the ball away and good shepherding through. Sees it through for a handy goal. They got out to, as I said, a 34-point lead at one stage, Redland-Victoria point. But the Demons, the last couple of goals, make their margin an even 3 goals approaching half-time. Still some time left, 26 and a half minutes. Zach Smith just letting him alone during the ruck and getting the tap-outs at the moment. Ball came out of Cooper Pell. He sends Redland-Victoria point forward. Hamilton's there. Now, can he pick the ball up this time? He fumbled in front of him. Got the handball away, though. Looking for the effort, Callahan. The ball still in dispute. Sexton was there. Broadbent under pressure. Ellis Ullman goes back to help his defenders. Guess who lays a strong tackle as well? And in the end, no one going anywhere, but it's to the right end as far as Shark supporters are concerned. Ball up to be about 25 metres in front of their goal. Well,
keep an eye on Gisu here. The ball gets anywhere near him. He's an opportunity. He's got some speed to burn. Woodburn got the handball away, but again, under pressure here, the Demons trying to keep possession. Woodburn's got it back. Little chip handball, didn't really work.
Good one by Beardsall. Tapped on the door in there.
They're pushing the ball at every opportunity. Kennedy with the kick, one-on-one, forward to the footy. That's a great contested mark. One-on-one, inside attacking 50, and unfortunately for the home side, Jet Jessen gone the way.
Get across the face of goal, find Hamish Patterson though. He was the inclusion along with Max Gardner for the withdrawal of Matt Hamilman due to another event. So Brown strongly tackled there by I think it was Cody Neese, but right on half-time, so it's a 28-minute quarter. Players take a breath, but it's the visitors who show the way by an even 3 goals, 7-6-48. And Silver's Paradise 4-6-30. 2 goals in that turn to Cam Ellis Yeoman for the hosts. Singles there to Lawrence King and Zy Mullane. And for Redland-Victoria point, 2 goals to Clay Cameron. Then singles there to Alex Sexton, Raf Gessu, Campbell Aston, Joshua Brown and Harrison Hunkin. So at half-time here in this TPIL Lawyers Round 14 clash, grand final rematch, it's Redland.
You need a strong team. At TPIL Lawyers, we rise above the pack. When it comes to your total and permanent disability and compensation claims, Choose TPIL, the personal injury lawyers. TPIL Lawyers, proud partner of AFL Queensland.
AFL 9s, it's footy for
Best mates looking to be teammates.
cardio fiends after a bit of competition.
Legends of the game. Looking at making a comeback.
It's footy for when your week's pretty cooked. Or for fitting it in between classes.
It's footy!
It's footy.
It's footy.
It's footy for me.
Okay, let's give them 60 minutes of skills, fitness, and fun. And let's not forget about connection. We're talking safe, inclusive, and modified rules, perfect for newcomers. Okay, super kick on 3.
1, 2, 3, super kick!
Super fun, super safe, super inclusive. Super kick. Tailor-made for 7 to 12-year-olds.
Football club is very, very important in this community. Without it, there's not much else to do in such a small town.
I do believe that there's so much more to sport than just winning.
If my story says anything, it's that you don't need the experience. Having the passion and having the want to see the young girls excel.
It's also, to me, a chance to give back to the community.
To find your more, visit play.afl/more to footy.
It's not just an Australian sport. There's a lot of countries that come over and create a home here that can also join in and play the sport to the fullest potential.
All the advice that you get given, it's really inspiring.
Being part of a football team is more than just a game. It's like a family.
To find your more, visit play.afl/more to footy.
And welcome back to Calibre Homes Oval here on the Gold Coast at Benoa. And at half-time, it's Redland 7-6-48 over Surfers Paradise 4-6-30. But at one stage during that second term, Redlands had a lead of almost 6 goals, but Demons able to pack a couple of goals late in the quarter, thanks to the efforts of Cam Ellis-Yeoman and also Lawrence King to make that margin 18 points at the main break. 2 goals to Ellis-Yeoman, the main multiple goal kicker there for Surfers Paradise, and leading there for Redland-Victoria Point. Clay Cameron has 2, the rest are all singles. Just bring you up to date with the scores from around the grounds, and Maroochydore in a big game there at Cook Murphy Oval down the road there against Labrador. Lead the Tigers there by 20 points. Morningside big leaders by almost 50 points over Broadbeach. And I'll get my page back very shortly. Here we go. And Noosa in a tight one with Mount Gravatt came back in that second quarter. It's only Noosa Tigers, who are desperate for a win to remain in the top 8 and keep in touch with the teams above them. They only lead by 2 points. Astley lead by 1 straight kick over Sherwood, of course, going for 4 wins in a row. You know the game here. And Palm Beach have asserted their authority over Wilston Grange. They lead the Gorillas by 29 points there down at PBC. But how'd you see that first half, Kane Browning? Andrew Brown, of course, with you here as well as the sun comes back out to begin the second half. Ladies' Day, if you're wondering why the different jumpers there for Surfers Paradise. Well, ladies inside been having a great lunch throughout the afternoon. McCain, Surfers Paradise with some work to do in the second half.
No, you're definitely right there, Brandy. They took a long time to get going, the Demons, and, you know, the back probably 2/3 of that second quarter. They won the quarter plus 10. So they did close the margin to 18 points, the Demons, but they've been very panicky. Every time they're under the pump, they just hack the ball out. It's easy for the defence of Redland-Victoria Point to push up the ground, build the wall, just pump the ball back in, put the D's backline under supreme pressure. I mean, I think Offermans has been absolutely brilliant this afternoon for the Sharks. I've liked the young man in Gisu. He's been huge at ground level. I mean, you just look down the line. It's a
Campbell Aston as well.
Campbell Aston.
James Madden off the back line as well.
Yeah, real team performance for the Sharks. Luke O'Sullivan's been good back there as well. On the other side of the coin, Duran's been pushing hard, trying to get into the game. Woodburn's tried to do his usual thing.
Lawrence King came into the game finally in the later stages of that second quarter.
Lawrence King probably got his first touch in the afternoon. He's been belted pillar to post this afternoon in that first half. Ellis Yeoman's kicked a couple of goals. He's been okay for the D's as well. But even the likes, Alex Sexton's been huge for the Sharks as well, playing on this broadcast side wing. He's been good. It's been a lot more team orientated for the Sharks. I'm sure Coach Brad Moore was very impressed in the first half, especially in that first quarter. They were really dominant. He was really happy with that first quarter. Second quarter, he was a little bit annoyed at times, which is understandable considering the D's pushed back on the scoreboard in the back part of that second quarter. But again, the likes of Woodburn, Mullane's been good for the D's in the midfield as well, as Ellis Yeoman, Zach Smith. They just need a few more contributors, especially forward of centre. They need the likes of Minogue. He's missed a lot of shots on goal.
4 out of bounds and 2 behind.
If he can get that ball rolling in the right direction, kick a bit straighter, he managed to kick a couple in this third quarter, they're right back into the game, Brownie.
Interesting, Zach Smith's approach to this ruck contest against Tiny Malone. He's allowed Malone to win a lot of the hit-outs, so obviously it might be a game plan, and then obviously the likes of Woodburn and Cam Ellis-Yeoman to try and beat the ball off the pack off Malone, but umpire Frank Mason.
Campbell Aston lining up on Ben Woodburn at this first bounce.
And Ellis-Yeoman in there as well for the Demons. Malane couldn't trap it, neither could Offermans. There's Ellis-Yeoman on the back there of Offermans, who went to ground. Now Ellis-Yeoman keeps it in there, and umpire Frank Rayson saw it that way, and he'll throw the ball up. So Smith, he does contest with Malone that occasion. Offers did the juggling act. Shepherd down to Sexton, got the first goal of the match as they sends the Sharks in towards the southern end goal. As the going after it there is Oscar Lear-Campsey. So Lear-Campsey, he's got all sorts of Sharks players on his hammer as well. Ball close to the boundary line in the Redland-Victoria half-forward line. No, keep it in. But they're sitting on, they're laying an egg there, Kane. Umpire Pendlebury will come in and throw the ball up.
And straight away, they had an opportunity there, the D's, to clear. But again, a couple of fumbles just invited the pressure from the Sharks. And straight away, they're under the pump. Here's Josh Brown. Got the handball out. Kick looking for Nisu. Couldn't find him. Good tackling pressure there from the D's. Locking that ball in about 45 out from the Sharks' goal.
So Smith and Malone go up as Gisu lays a tackle. And getting up there might have been Beardsill. Malone got the better of Smith on that time. Kick off the ground by Malone. Into open space. Running on there was Selvey. Over there to Doran. Now kicks the ball to King. Get the ball back there to Selvey. Right foot kick. Looking there for Albie Jones, running back the flight of the ball and takes the mark. That's a good way for Surfers Paradise to start if Albie can get this one through.
It looks more like Gordon.
Oh, no, sorry, it's Gordon, yeah. That's the number 40's screwing my view there. So
the only time they've really looked like scoring, Brownie, is when they get that turnover and get them on the overlap going back the other way. So they've had a few opportunities. So Gordon really needs to kick this goal. This would be the perfect start for this third quarter.
A similar position to what Josh Brown kicked from the in the second quarter, but disappointed that kick. So he joins Josh Minogue kicking the ball out of bounds on the full. You look away in disgust there, Kane.
No, well, typical left footer. Unfortunately, couldn't kick straight on that occasion. Just reminds me of the good old days at Southport. I wasn't the best left foot kick either for goal. Here come the Sharks trying to get out of trouble again. Campbell Aston, a little bit of a 1-2 handball there. Worked out pretty well. Beardsill
did help with after he got rid of it. So free kick downfield, go to Cameron.
They get a little bit of room to move. Umpires required needs to stand the mark. Cameron, a little bit of wire-burning kick. Brown with the roving. Handball's over the top. Here's a chance. They've got some room to move the Sharks. That kick from 50. It's going. Oh, just offline to the right.
From Hosfeld.
Hosfeld, missed opportunity. He's got great ability, Hosfeld, to launch the ball. Unfortunately, missed on that kick. The D's coming out of trouble again. Gisu couldn't cut that one off at half forward. Good chip kick up the line, but again, immediate pressure. Campbell Aston was huge. Gisu, what can he do here? Found the likes of Taylor. Taylor kicking towards an open goal. How's this going to bounce? Rolling through. It could be there. Yes, it is. Taylor, I believe it was out there.
Yes, it was. Picked it up and the ball bounced his way. It bounced the way of the Sharks. Not what the way the Surfers Paradise want to start this third term. But a fortunate goal there to OVP, but they were inside their attacking 50 once again, and they've capitalised through number 50 there in Harry Taylor. Back out to that 4-goal lead. We played 4 minutes of the third quarter.
But again, it goes up one end. They missed through Kane Gordon and literally went the length of the ground, barely touched there by the D's. Straight the hands at ground level, and young Harry Taylor, geez, that was a pretty ridiculous kick from where he was to get that ball to drift through.
Left the goal square vacant, and the Surfers Paradise defenders couldn't get back in time. So, ball back in the centre. What can the Demons do here? Calibre Holmes oval back in bright sunshine as Ellis Ullman came bursting through. Sends a powerful kick out to the forward line. Minogue couldn't quite take the mark. And umpire will throw the ball up. Woodburn there ready to pounce in the forward line. So the ball will be thrown up. Only 20 metres in front of the Surfers goal. And the supporters normally gather. As King came through, wild shot at goal. Off target, through for another minor score. So they had their opportunities. I said Josh Minogue with 4 out of bounds on the full and a couple of behinds. Perhaps the margin should be a little bit closer, but at the moment it's just under 4 goals.
Well, he wasn't kicking much better at half time. He had a couple of shots on goal. One hit the post and one basically went nowhere. So he needs to take his opportunities in this third quarter. The Sharks coming out of trouble again, just over the off-stretched hands. Beardsill intercepts, kicks back where the ball came. Can Ellis Yeoman impact this contest? Not really. Ball stays in somehow. Again, Campbell Aston breaks. Look at the speed. Here we go. He hasn't been able to find a teammate. Steps Zach Smith pretty easily. Hamilton's there. Hamilton just launches. Cameron's got out the back from probably the third time this afternoon. And again, end-to-end footy from the Sharks. Way too good for the D's on that occasion.
And Sam Drive disappointed with that, although the crowd were calling out for running too far there for Campbell Aston, but I suppose it's just his pace. Looks as though he is running a lot further.
Oh, jeez.
But he broke the game up. And once again, poor checking from the surface defenders, allowing Clay Cameron all that space, and ran back to the flight of the balls. Got an easy shot at goal. Coming around the corner though, Kane.
Here we go. This could be another little nail in a pretty interesting coffin. Kicks around the corner. It's there. So another goal on the board. Number 2 for Cameron. Number 3 for Cameron, sorry.
All at that end as well.
So they've kicked 9 goals for the day. So that margin has been blown out to 30 points in favour of the visitors. But again, missed opportunity down one end. Pretty much goes untouched. Everyone pushed up the ground. There were so many numbers around that ball up. Right in front of the Demons' goal. As soon as it came out, and the likes of Aston, who just broke through pure pace, stepped Zach Smith, found a target, and again, Cameron got out the back way too easily and kicked the goal. Well done to the Sharks, and bad luck for the D's.
After Surfers Paradise kicked the last 2 goals of the half to close that margin to 18 points. And the Sharks answered with 2 consecutive goals of their own to break this game open. They're looking dangerous again. Cooper Pell, he goes in short, only as far as Beardsill. Got the kick away before being tackled by Taylor. Kick will fall short fortuitously, and Lawrence King comes in, takes another mark, and that's shepherded out. Someone will shepherd out the contest coming through. So kick reverse, Alexander Pope, and a forceful return of the ball by King. As
nothing's going right for the D's, Brownie, at the moment.
Taken off, and that's a poor kick. It's beaten all comers, though. Might bounce the way of Aston. He's went on the outside. Beautiful long raking handball to Aston, and they turn the ball into attack again as the short kick beautifully played by Horsfield. And the mark has been taken by Cameron once again in the forward pocket.
He's pulled up a little bit sore. It wasn't anything untoward, just good contest.
Horsfield made him work for that mark.
Very low to the ground. Diving attempt to mark, but again, he got the likes of Campbell Aston, who handballed over the top, just about inch perfect to Sexton, and Sexton chipped the ball, found Huxton, and unfortunately for the D's, we've got another shot on goal from Cameron.
So the number 20 on a pretty acute angle. He allowed for the breeze. No, he doesn't. No, he's a bit too narrow on that kick, so just through for the minor score. And the margin back out to 31 points. Had a game high 34 at one stage in the second term. It's back to 31 now. 8.5 minutes, almost 9 minutes played the third quarter. Oh, risky kick up the centre. But found a teammate. And they go short once again, surface. Beardsill to the running past there might have been Zach Sears, but they come out to the open now. Doran in the front position takes the mark. Just forward to the centre wing. Quickly swings around to that trusty left boot. Short kick there. Sears once again takes the mark. Centre half forward. Leans back. Is there a leader forward? As it was supposed to be coming from Joe Kennedy. Patterson put his body on the line there. Did well. And forced the ball over the boundary line for throw in. Only about 30 metres around from the surface goal, and they need one desperately, Kane Brown.
Geez, they did so well. They went from end to end, pretty much untouched, using possession, using uncontested marks, but unfortunately that last kick inside attacking 50, not great. They've got an opportunity here, the D's, though. They need to get this goal back. 31 points the margin. Tick under 10 minutes played, third quarter. Where's the likes of Woodburn? Where's the likes of King? Woodburn trying to smother there. That ball's gone up a bit up and under. Good luck trying to mark that. Ball gets to the ground. Gisu gets claimed. Well done to the D's. Here's another opportunity for them to go back into attack. Kicks the ball long. Who's there for the D's? Ellis Yeoman, Zach Smith. That's a mark. And it looks like Minogue down there.
And Jessen saying he touched it. Yeah, the front position of Minogue. I reckon he's got a point there, Jessen, because Minogue stole it from behind him there, but the umpire saw it that way, so let's see if he's got his kicking boots on now.
Well, again, contested marks inside forward 50. They haven't had many. They've got to take their opportunities because the Sharks, reigning premier, aren't going to give them much. Premiership quarter here, TPIL QAFL. Action live. Beautiful day for footy still. Minogue needs to kick one, and he does. That's what the D's need. Minogue's kicked his first. And can that open the floodgates a little bit? Can they kick 2 or 3 in a row, close that margin once again?
Zach Smith takes a break, and young Zach Benedi's going to go into the ruck to face Tiny Malone, and Lawrence King also coming off. Redland-Victoria point, make a couple of changes. Luke O'Sullivan and Offermans. So Aston, though, coming back on with Alexander Pope. So a couple of changes there at the 11-minute mark of the third quarter. And a barely needed goal there by Service. Of course, going back to round 1, they avenged the grand final defeat somewhat, although it's always pretty hard to do that. You lose a grand final, but of course, no Matt Hamilton today kicked 9 goals, of course. Sensational grand final performance. But he has to do his attack on the century. We'll have to wait another week. Of course, he just surpassed 500 goals in the state competition. As the Sharks go forward, mark's been taken by Callaghan. Oh, Benetti was very close to him in the mark there. He goes short. Well cut off, though, by Cody Neese. He's wearing the number 7. A couple of different numbers for the Surfers Paradise players in the different strip this afternoon. Went short to Tarleton. He's going to favour the boundary. Short kick to go to the 15 to Woodburn. It did.
That could have been 50. Cameron was a bit undecided there. Neese again takes the mark. They got a bit more control in the last couple of minutes, the D's, even though the Sharks still dominating the scoreboard. Kicks that outer side. Still going okay. Got to try and maintain possession. Looks like Cameron's a little bit sore after that contest. And here's an opportunity for the D's.
I don't know what that's for. Josh Brown's looking a bit confused. So is Hamilton over the other side. So one went the way of, or against the Demons in the previous quarter. Or in the first quarter, I should say.
The way Hamilton was standing, there was a perfect opportunity for someone to sculpt a statue out there. He wasn't moving an inch.
This is Joshua Neese, the knee brace, I think, on the left knee there.
Well, this should be interesting. Not generally a forward if it is Neese there. Comes in now. Right foot. Keeps his head over the footy. Just snuck it in. So again, the D's close the margin once more. What's that? 6-6 42 to 9-7 61. So they're back within arm's reach if they're good enough. 13.5 minutes played. Plenty of time left in this premiership quarter.
So another infraction of the protected zone there, costing Redland-Victoria point, but well done by Joshua Neese, able to convert and give Surfers a barely needed goal. So they've gone back-to-back goals now for the second time in this match. And despite the margin being just 19 points at the moment, you say it's been an even contest since, of course, Redland-Victoria point kicked 5 goals to 1 in the first term. So obviously since then, Service have clawed their way back, but still a hard road back against this team. Gardner in the ruck now for the Sharks. Ball ends up with Woodburn. Well tackle. Aston over the flying Gessu. Gessu now tried to beat 3 opponents. That occasion almost came on second best. And also trying to get through there was Selvey. Ball ends up there with Josh Brown. Joshua Brown high up and under. Players set themselves. Leah Campsey has got Sexton to contend with. And happy to see him and the ball over the line. Boundary throw to take place. 25 metres around from the Sharks' goal. They've kicked 2 goals in this term, as has the Surfers Paradise Demons.
Well, if Gessu had been able to pick that ball up cleanly, I tell you what, he was off and running. That would have been a certain goal, I think, for the Sharks. Missed opportunity there as the ball gets thrown back in. Brown's doing the ruck work. That'd be the first time ever. Brown lays the tackle as well. Brilliant work by Brown.
Faulkner, was it Faulkner there? No, Joshua Neese. He's a bit lucky to go over that because he did duck the head going into that tackle. So another chance, though, for the Sharks, Kane.
Well, here we go again.
Good tap out by Benetti then.
Woodburn, still trying to find a teammate. It's been a lot of that this afternoon for Woodburn. Not a lot of room to move. And
he was looking at umpire Matt Bellina there, hoping he wouldn't play it deliberate out of bounds, but he found the sanctuary of the boundary line right in front of the Surfers Paradise grandstand. Members on tenterhooks on this big day, ladies' day for them. And they trail by 3 goals. Josh Brown, Hunkin was Horsfield, I should say, tackled strongly. Too high, said the umpire, but he's holding his back at the moment, Kane, and he's a Cam Ellis-Ullman involved there.
He's been a little bit frustrated this afternoon, Ellis-Ullman. He's had a couple of opportunities.
Well, they're calling from assistance from the sideline.
That's, geez, think about the kidneys, think about the lower back. I tell you what. He
a bit more than deep heat there, I think.
He didn't miss him, that's for
he
sure.
He wants to take the kick, does he?
Yes, he does. Well,
waving the trainers away.
Again,
so Horsfield.
I don't think I saw the book come out for anything too untoward, but Ellis-Ullman's got to be careful. Hunkin. I'll put my money on there. He could just about kick this goal from here. Take a massive effort.
Good effort after that knock.
Hunkin now on the left. That ball might start coming back. It's right to the line. Just offline, minus score. So margin gets back out to 20 points. They've been able to get closer than 18 points this afternoon, have the Demons. That ball's getting kicked right up the middle of the ground. Ball comes to ground. Ellis-Ullman's around the mark again. Campbell-Aston, that could have been deemed a throw. Play on, said the umpire. D's kick around the corner, just a bit of a hack kick, looking for Minogue. Surrounded by Sharks. And it's O'Sullivan takes an easy chest mark.
Yeah, Minogue didn't have a chance. Well chopped off by Kennedy. Oh, the umpire said it went 15, so I'll take the mark. Needs to see who's down there, but they're all behind him at the moment. Now he looks up, sets sail towards the top of the square. But again, that's a good mark. Jessen, not complaining about that mark in front of Minogue. Quickly by hand down to O'Sullivan, sends the ball out in front of the Redland-Victoria interchange bench to Pope. As Malone sneaks back onto the ground, that'll be the target eventually. Well, Harry Taylor thought, guess who's coming behind him? He's got him in front of him now. Now he runs out of bounds. And the umpire gave him the benefit of the doubt. So the ball will be thrown now in front of the Sharks interchange bench. As Madden, it's had a quiet start, and Hunkin finally comes off. And he's in a bit of pain after that knock, holding the left hip there.
But there's not enough deep heat in the world for him, I don't think, at the moment. Ellis-Ullman definitely didn't miss. Here's an opportunity for the Sharks. Couldn't win clean possession. Offerman's probably the first mistake he's made all day. Ball gets held up once again. Malone going to start dominating. Woodburn with the clearance.
Read it well, Woodburn.
Front and centre, ball still drifting towards the boundary line. Who's there for the D's? It looks like Luxton was around the mark, trying to get the handball away. Campbell-Aston's around the mark again. Ellis-Ullman putting his body on the line, goes bang. The Sharks win the contest though, playing in front. Good to contest the mark in front of Cameron.
That's Albie Jones.
And Albie Jones, he's been pretty good since quarter time.
Looking, getting plenty of encouragement from supporters and the coach. Not too far away from us, and his kick went short. He found Doran out there. So the skipper, looking to lift his side, goes out wide, finds Tarleton. No, it's the number 7. That is Cody Neese. His kick goes wide. Madden's there. Picked the ball up by hand back to O'Sullivan, looking for support. And in the short shape of Malone, but couldn't keep it in place, so another boundary throw in. But right next to the surface goal, and they trail up by 20 points, Kane, at almost the 20-minute mark, third quarter.
Well, again, look at the numbers around this contest, and there's plenty of space in behind this contest heading towards the Sharks' goal. They've got to be wary of this. Doran's just moving to sort of block a bit of space there. Zach Smith really couldn't get a clear hit out. Woodburn back to Smith. He could kick this around the corner. Guess what? Zach Smith, well done. First goal of the afternoon to him. On the left foot. They almost swapped roles there. You had Woodburn doing the roving. Got it out to the big ruckman. Kick around the corner on the left from about 25-30 out. Straight to the goal umpire's hat. So they've hit back once again. They've closed the margin. It's 16 points at the moment.
So the first time in the match they've kicked 3 unanswered goals, Surfers Paradise. So applying a bit of pressure now to RVP.
Actually, 14 points, forgive me. 7-6-48 to 9-8-62. They were well within range here. Beardsell's been huge in this third quarter, playing down back. Small backman, but I tell you what, he's got plenty of heart, plenty of skill.
Just the other big match on the Gold Coast today. Maroochydore still in front of Labrador by 26 points. Low scoring affair. Maroochydore 8-6-54. Labrador 4-4-28 as Alice Ullman gets the ball away from that centre clearance. And they needed to, with Malone dominating those hit-outs. Looking there for Zach Sears.
Alice Ullman, what are you doing? Jeez.
Almost, yeah, but the free kick had already been paid, so poor Jack Procos was the victim of another strong Alice Ullman tackle. Aston, playing the loose player in front of his own interchange bench, takes the mark.
Looks like Kennedy's pulled up extremely sore as well, Brownie, number 47.
Yes, he's hobbling on one leg at the moment.
Limping very heavily.
Aston sends the ball down, boundary down the line. Big fist away, tapped from Smith, only went as far as Malone. Beautiful tap over to Josh Brown. Beardsall's did well though to contend with. He got on hands and knees, got the ball out though. Broadbent went without the ball though. And Leah Campsey couldn't trap it either, so Broadbent's got to go in once again. Ball out to Tarleton, and he's tackled strongly by Horsfeld. And will be thrown up or ball in from that contest.
Well, again, panic stations in defence for the D's.
I think it's a boundary thrown, but in fact it's the ball up from the field umpire. So Malone and Smith come in. Malone just taps the ball inboard, looking for support there, as Josh Brown couldn't keep it in either.
You can just feel that pressure cooker starting to build. Few players a bit on edge. They're trying to release some nervous energy, but I'll tell you what, Ellis Yeoman, you've got to be extremely careful. He's gone in hard the last few contests, giving away a couple of free kicks.
Any time in the third quarter, still only 22 minutes gone.
Malone got the tap out in front of Smith. The last goal kicker for the D's, that smothered off the boot. Numbers are with the home side though. Smith doing the roving once more, got the ball on boot. Kennedy looks like he's recovered. That wasn't the greatest of handballs. Around the mark again, the Sharks getting out of trouble. Great tackle there. Doran. The captain is starting to stand up. He needs a few more to stand up with him.
Yep.
Doran at half back. Kicks the ball up the line. Finds Gordon.
He was asking for it, Gordon. He received it.
Gordon looking to move the ball down the ground. Oh, great mark taken there from a young man in Sears. Sears kicking this broadcast side, and looks like it's King. King's got Gordon trying to move a bit further forward. He could be roving this as well, just missing the roving play there.
Good work by Jessen there. Read the ball a bit better than Joshua Minogue and set the ball out of bounds. So ball will be thrown in just forward of the Redland-Victoria point interchange bench. Coach Brad Moore bringing a few changes. Seeing that lead slip away. Surfers Paradise for the last 3 goals of the game here. 23.5 minutes played in the premiership quarter. And it's the reigning premiers involved there, hanging on to this lead. Doran trying to get the ball clear. Mullane, he's tackled, sent to the ground as well. And the umpire will repeat the dose. Another tackle there by Campbell Aston.
He was actually smart there, Mullane. He saw Offerman's out. If he got that handball away. Oh, Ellis Yeoman again, duck of the head. Oh, blind turn from Offerman's around Zach Smith. Ellis Yeoman working his absolute backside off at the moment. The D's are in the box seat. Handball over the top. Here's an opportunity. They've got the overlap. King on the right. Can't make the distance. Touched on the line. Minor score.
Definitely going up a notch. They're tackling pressure. They're harassing the playmakers of Redland-Victoria Point at the moment. Surfers Paradise. They needed to lift. That's what they're doing. And how can the Sharks respond? Even though they lead it by 13 points. It was only 30 points a few minutes ago. Full service kick, the last 3 goals. High kick towards the broadcast side. Maloney in front, only as far as Sears. To Doran, back to Beardsall. Smothered off the boot by Cooper Pell. Malone tackled there by Harry Taylor. And the umpire said no prior opportunity. Ball will be thrown up. Again between wing and half forward. In front of the Sharks interchange bench.
Pell got a little bit lucky with that almost high shot. He got away with it. Malone trying to get the ball on boot. Now they've got a bit of room to move, do the Sharks. Kick towards Sexton. Worked out well. They've got the overlap once again. Cameron with a mile of space to work into. Runs into an open goal. Way too easy. Goal number 4 to the Sharks. And that's a massive blow to the D's comeback hopes.
Yeah, stops the run of 3 consecutive goals by Surfers Paradise. RVP get one back. And cannot get that margin back into single figures, the Demons at the moment. The Sharks did have the answer there. It started with Malone once again. Callaghan too, moving the ball well. And they just broke the Surfers Paradise defence open.
Well, again, it's almost the Pagans' paddock. Cameron's having a field day down there. He's got the whole 50 to himself. So many players up around the contest. That ball came out way too easy. And in the end, Cameron had a month to run into that open goal. Great finish again by the Sharks. Rebound from the defensive half. But again, this margin just going back and forth in this third quarter. Sets up a brilliant ending to this contest between two of the best teams in the competition.
Second v fifth, but the fifth team leading at the moment. The reigning premiers, Redland-Victoria points. He is trying to impose his presence to the contest. So is Ben Woodburn. Sends up towards Minogue. Under pressure from Jessen, doing a good job on him at the moment. Pope was there. Got the ball back down to Prokos. High up and under to the half-back flank. Guess who was there? Waiting at the back of the pack was Beardsall. He read it better. Sent to where the ball came from. Carrigan over there to Kennedy. Prokos on his hammer. Got the ball inside. Woodburn's got the ball. We know what he can do from the forward pocket. Benny Woodburn. And no doubt about it, he slotted it through. Here come the Demons. Ben Woodburn hard up against the boundary. And they get the quick response, which is what they needed to. 27 minutes gone. 8-7-55. Redlands 10-8-68. Goal today so far, Benny Woodburn.
Well, I tell you what, who needs to miss goals from 30 out directly in front when you can kick one basically over the fence? I mean, and surprise, surprise, Benny Woodburn, one of the most skillful midfielders you will ever see at this level, or, arguably any level at this stage. He's been a massive part of this team over a number of years. He's represented the state. He's one of the prime midfielders in the competition, but he's also a midfielder that can bob up and kick the odd goal or two, and that's exactly what the home side need going into the three-quarter time.
Well, the first quarter went for 31 minutes. Second quarter went for 27. So it's been 4 goals to 3 so far, so 7 goals. So expect around 30 minutes, perhaps. Ball kicked long there by Cooper Pell. Sharks looking for a response. Oh, Cameron dropped what he should have taken. Beardsall trying to get the kick away. Doran was in there to Mulaney. Fumbled. Back to Harry Taylor. Taylor, though, a kick. Looking for Hamilton there. Or must be a free kick there to Gordon or Jones.
Silent contact. It looks like Albie Jones.
Yeah, the 40's there. One's 40, one's 41. Look very similar to the two players. On this occasion, it is Albie Jones. Goes short the outside. The last goal kick of Woodburn. That was judged to go 15. They want him to push it forward. Now he's going to switch play. Round his full measure. Or tricky kick there looking for Cody Neese. Had Sexton to deal with. Also trying to get in there is Albie Jones. He's got Hamilton now on his hammer. Hamilton got the ball. Fed the ball out to Shepherd. It's been a bit quiet this term, William Shepherd. Tackled strongly by Cody Neese. It was high. Umpire said it was all right. He'll come in, Matt Boland, and throw the ball up.
Jeez, just about wrap around body slam there on Shepherd. He did pretty well in the end to get up. Offmans couldn't clear that contest. So again, just a bit of an arm wrestle last probably minute or so. Going into three-quarter time, not that long to go. I think both sides will be looking for a drink of water and a breath. Smith looking for Woodburn, can't find him. Good tackle there by Mullane. Ends up with it. Which way is he going? He decides to go back the way he was supposed to go.
He got me going there for a minute too, Kane.
Looking for Beardsell, couldn't win the contest. Gordon's around the mark. Beardsell, great contest there. Doran heading towards the hot spot. That's a great kick.
Good vision from the skipper. And here's a chance for the youngster, Zach Benetti. A debut game, of course, with a Jewel out, Simpson, a couple of tall timber out. So Zach Benetti's been making his debut for Surfers Paradise this afternoon from the same club as Josh Minogue from North Albury.
Well,
and he had a chance for a set shot in the first term, but it was the advantage paid to Cam Ellis-Olmer. So what can he do?
Well,
can he close the margin even further? The youngster, number 21, and no, he put too much pressure on him, Kane. Ball goes to the pocket, and Jessen came in and took the relieving mark.
He's arguably been the best backman on either side this afternoon. He's been huge down there on the last line, especially in this third quarter. Good matchup between him and Minogue. Sharks get a little bit of room to move.
Space again here if they can get the ball.
Here comes a foot race. Steps back inside, steps back on the outside. Looking for guess who? Guess who? At ground level. Oh, who was that coming in hard?
Cam Ellis-Olmer again.
Ellis-Olmer just got rid of him. all above board. I tell you what, talk about whiplash. Guess who? Guess what?
And Elmer's still throwing his muscle around. Ball thrown up there, close to the boundary line. Malone, Smith, brought down though by Offerman. The ball though towards the forward pocket. Leaving mark taken by Albie Jones. That trusty left foot goes to short to Broadbent. Broadbent's got this Doran in support here. The skipper gets on that trusty left boot, sends the ball down. Sears, he's got the pace here ahead of Pope. If you get the ball, bounces right for him. Gee, went close to the boundary line, swung around the right boot, goes back and finds Kennedy. Goes short, misdirected kick that'll allow the Sharks in, and Shepherd takes the mark.
Shepherd, unfortunately, looking for Zach Smith. Shepherd intercepted well, launches the ball on the right. Just as the Sawyer goes, Cameron was in the box seat. Couldn't claim the mark, so, ladies and gents, 31 and a half minutes played in that third quarter. Demons, 8-7-55. Still trailing Redland-Victoria point, 10-8-68, 13 points the margin. Sets up a brilliant final quarter, and Brownie, just on the way out, who's your pick?
Oh, I think it's going to be a very close game, Kane. Thanks for that. 4-3 in that third term. 4 goals out of Clay Cameron for the visitors, and the rest are all singles. The mobile goal kicker for Surfers Paradise, Cam Ellis-Ullman with 2. Just quickly, the main games down the road there in TPIL, Lawyers, round 14, QAFL. Maroochydore, margin's been pad back now. Maroochydore 9-6-60, Labrador 7-4-46. Morningside well in control over Broadbeach. Noosa just 11-point lead over Mount Gravatt. Aspley 7 points up on Sherwood. And Palm Beach have kicked away from Wilston Grange. They're now 10 goals in front. The Lions, they're the ladder leaders at the moment. We're set for a thriller here once again between the grand final side from last year. RVP won the grand final. Surfers Paradise won round 1. Who's going to win round 14? We're back after the break for the sensational final quarter.
Guess not. No, I reckon. Like New Ellis, how low did he have to go there? Dead set.
The 8-8-56 for Surfers and 10-9-69.
So it's still 13 points, but it's an extra behind for both.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. The dramas just like that. You understand the system, is it?
Yeah, it is, but Cosmic does his time and then I don't use the time either. The way you've got to do it is start
Saints won by 14 points. Beats whatever. Butters is in, but in between. Oh, what is Butters in? Someone else. Butters in the thing. Welcome back to Calibre Homes Oval here. Grand final rematch. Redland-Victoria Point have a 13-point lead. Just slight adjustment to the scores too that we gave you. An extra behind to both teams. The margin's still 13 points. Surfers Paradise 8-8-56 and Redland's 10-9-69 as we're about to head into the final term. And Surfers Paradise outscoring Redland's 4-3. We'll have to outscore them again in this final term as we're underway. Who will take this contest? Redland's looking to increase from, or take a victory, improve from their 5th position. And Surfers Paradise, of course, staying level with Palm Beach Currumbin. That's the aim for both these teams. As Taylor trying to get through. Couldn't go past Beardsall, though, and no one can get it clear. Umpire Belen will come and throw the ball up once again.
Well, this is the type of game, Brownie. This could be an arm wrestle for the first 10 minutes of this quarter, and then it opens up, and it's all on for the show. Women's Day here this afternoon. Malone and Smith have been massive, that contest this afternoon. Malone's probably had the chocolates so far. Ball gets pushed towards half forward for the D's. O'Sullivan gets claimed, ends up in the hands of Chapman. Great smother there. Gordon, still going Gordon. Kicks back inside, not the best of kicks. Oh, players go bang. Minot put his body on the line. That could be on the ball. Play on, said the umpire. Chapman still around the mark. Demons dive on it. The ball gets held up. A minute into this final quarter, the voices starting to climb, ladies and gentlemen. Pressure starting to build. Grand final replay. Malone and Smith. Smith looking for the free kick. Malone did his own roving. Ball drifting towards that boundary line. Ball gets tapped over. Boundary throw in.
Same margin at Cook Murphy Oval too. It's only 13 points in it now, with Maroochydore leading Labrador by 13 points.
And I'm losing everything. My book's gone flying about 3 times for some reason. I'll get back to you on that one, Brownie.
It's all right. I've got it there. I've got the Knox on the outer side. Cam Ellis-Ullman lining up on Cooper Pell. Been a bit quiet this afternoon, Pell. Been having a good season so far in the Sharks' colours. Smith down to Woodburn. Trusty combination. Selby couldn't quite get there. Ball flushed out there. Taylor found Chapman. Chapman with the right boot. Still on the outer side of the ground. Broadbent flying but the flight of the ball. Callahan spoiled his efforts there. Horsfeld in there for the Sharks. Broadbent almost leg or below the knees. Umpire called play on. No. Advantage paid. It's going to go away of Redland-Victoria Point through Joshua Brown. He's there looking for Gessu. He's got the ball. Strong tackle by Beardsall, though. He should be rewarded, the Demons player. No, said the umpire.
Geez, Beardsall has been an absolute gun for the D's this afternoon. It acts like that have been keeping them in the game. That's why the margin's 13 points. Gessu's pulled up a little bit sore from that diving tackle from Beardsall. Keep an eye on that. Kick around the corner. Just missing.
That was from Horsfeld. Took advantage there. Got Smith out of the way on that occasion.
I think Beardsall and Gessu have pulled up a little bit sore from that contest. Both players putting their bodies on the line. Game still on. Still 14 points the margin in favour of the Sharks. O'Sullivan could have given away the free kick. No, said the umpire. He was looking for Cameron. He tried to put his body on the line. O'Sullivan still around the mark here. Good work there by the Demons. Kick down the line of this broadcast side. Looking for Kennedy. He's pulled up okay from that leg injury earlier. Gets claimed. Good tackle laid there. Procos, thank you very much. Number 42. Now he's wearing number 47. Malone. Ellis Yeoman doing some ruck work. Punches the ball towards the boundary line. Another boundary throw in, about 80 metres out from goal for the Demons.
Ball will be thrown in just forward of the Service Paradise interchange bench, right in front of their coach, Sammy Dwyer. But they've got to come from behind here, Surface. Been behind virtually from the first minute of play. Kicked 5 goals in the first term. There's a good combination. Smith down to Ellis-Ullman. Coming out there was Jessen in front of Minogue. The ball at the back, though. A chance here for King. Couldn't trap it. Chapman's there. King went in again. Tackled again by Chapman. Sent to the ground. Well, umpire's about to blow the whistle. And it's called holding the ball against King. So good second and third effort there by Chapman will be rewarded for free kick.
Jeez, I don't know what King really has to do there. He was desperate to win possession of the ball, but he really didn't have a lot of opportunity to get rid of it.
You have to say the Ashmore Ranks roadside or end is the scoring end. That's where most of the goals been kicked so far today. That's the end that Surfers Paradise kicking to in this final turn towards their army of fans at the clubhouse end. They need to get the ball back in there. They still try by 14 points. Only 5 minutes played though, the final turn.
One player inside taking 50 for the Sharks down there. If they can clear this ball. No, they can't. Ball over the boundary line. Another boundary throw in. Stoppages galore to start this final quarter. 5 minutes in. 14 points the margin in favour of the Premier. 10-10-70 to 8-8-56. Next goal. Next score. Next goal definitely so important. Who's going to come out on top here? Ladies' Day here, the home of the Demons. Malone playing in front.
Short boundary throw in. It might now, I think.
Get a recall. Ellis Yeoman was away.
They do come in a few metres, but that was... he went for height rather than distance that time.
The breeze is pushing out to that side of the ground too, so we're throwing that ball right in the teeth of the breeze here. As the breeze picks up once more, the sun's still out here. Caleb Holmes Oval. Offermans had a bit of a quieter third quarter.
He did.
He might get possession now, a little bit clumsy on that occasion, left it behind. Still with the Sharks now, kick around the corner, drifting towards half forward. Bidsfield's been massive in the second half. Gets claimed. Ball not going anywhere. 70 metres out from the Sharks' goal.
Still 14-point lead. Labrador plays in the gap on Richard. The Tigers only trail by 8 points now behind the Roos. We'll keep you updated. Another big game here on the Gold Coast this afternoon.
Look out.
Beardsall was tackled. Lucky to get away with that as Lee Campsey was there. Ellis Holman just barred through. He followed up. He got the ball over to his skipper there in Doran. He goes in short off the half volley. Umpire called it correctly. It bounced first. No complaints either from the crowd. So opportunity missed there.
Geez, Brady, there's been a few of those where just not quite. That kick inside taking 50.
It was Kennedy. Cooper Pell doing the right work. Tackled strongly by Ellis Holman. Down to Woodburn. He's got a great snap in the third quarter. Couldn't repeat the dose there. But the ball is still at the right end as far as the Demon supporters are concerned. Ball to be thrown in 20 metres around from their goal.
Ellis Yeoman a little bit ginger to get up as well. He's been pretty good in the second half of the home side.
Rainbow in the background there.
Look at that.
Man can pick that up.
We've had everything. We haven't had any rain, surprise, surprise, but we do have a rainbow.
The Demon's looking for a pot of gold there too.
Ball gets thrown back in. Malone playing in front. Smith from behind. Malone probably got the tap out. Ball still rolling around. O'Sullivan again for the Sharks. Kicks around the corner. Ball bounces. The D's can't let the ball get out behind. Locks the ball in. Tries to dive on it. The Sharks desperate to clear it as well. Drops the ball cold. Holding the ball.
Callahan there.
Free kick's going to go to the Demons. And they're playing on it every opportunity. Handball over the top. Here's a chance. Little chip kick. Shocking kick. Taylor intercepts. Now they can go back the other way.
Hamilton now intercepts, but needs players to run forward. Most of the Sharks players were in defence. Try and protect this 14-point lead. Goes in short. Found Clay Cameron a long way from home. Hamilton did the 1-2. Ran past him, but squares it off. Fortuitous kick. It found Callahan, though. He goes in short. Good kick to Gardner. Went to shape off to play on. Callahan kept running. Great running by the 77. I reckon around about 77 metres too there, Kane Browning. And he's received the ball there in the fourth pocket. Now he's got a set shot for goal.
Well, I reckon he ran 77 metres in about 17.7 seconds, I reckon. His work rate was absolutely massive there. And in the end, I mean, talk about work rate, reward for effort. He can line up for arguably one of the last nails in the coffin here. Plenty of time to be played, but this could push the margin out to 20 points.
Breathing in the deep ones. Miles Callahan should be rewarded here. Takes his time. Not much of an angle to speak of. And straight over the goal umpire's head, his teammates celebrate. And that's a great goal there by Miles Callahan. Rewarded for a great running effort, running from the back line right through to the forward line, receiving the mark. And he's kicked now 1-1, the first goal of the final turn going the way of the visitors. Gives them a bit of breathing space now, Kane. Back out to 20-point lead, 11-10-76. And so was Paradise 8-8-56. Played in almost 9.5 minutes at this final term.
Well, what can you say, Brady? I mean, it's been a pretty good game. Game of footy. It's been a bit back and forth. That opening quarter dominated by the visitors. Since probably then, they've even out most of the play, the Demons. They've slowly creeped back into it. They close that margin down to around that 13-point margin. Unfortunately, now it's back out to 20. It's all to do for the Demons. Can they come back? Malone, again, Zach Smith just waited for him to tap it. They get the clearance, the D's, all important. That was a worm-burning kick.
That's from Carrigan who found Joe Kennedy.
Kennedy, well, he's more than within his range here. He did pull up sore with that leg injury earlier. He has recovered. He's a pretty accurate kick for goal.
Kicked 18 goals so far this season. This will be a vital one to answer that goal from the Sharks a moment ago.
Kennedy to close the margin back to 14. Leans back on the right. Unfortunately, he's leant back too far. Just snuck it in for a minor score, actually. So, margin back to 19 points.
Called it well then. They said he leant back. Didn't get over the ball.
Didn't kick through it at all.
So went through for the minor score, and the Sharks going to favour the Surfers Paradise members side. Broadcast side of the ground here at Caliber Homes Oval. Malone was going to set himself, but Malone read it better. And he's got Beardsall running down from the back line, trying to answer what Callahan did a few moments ago for the Sharks. Went one way, then the next scored. Now he set sail for home himself, and again he's off target. And just scrapes through for a minor score. So a couple of pings at the big ones for the Demons. And now move on to 8-10-58. Just an even 3 goals in it.
O'Sullivan with a kick out found Hunkin. He's had a pretty good day this afternoon. Kicks it out wide. And found a teammate. O'Sullivan playing for the ball back in the middle of the ground. Looks like it's Chapman out there. Bit of a worm-burning kick. Didn't really go to anyone. Ball rolling towards the boundary line. Trying to keep it into the Sharks. They kick over the top. Nessu's around the mark. Guess who couldn't get to the contest on that occasion? Lays a pretty okay tackle. Forces the turnover. Here's a chance. Offerman's again. He's just about best on ground for me this afternoon. Players get up. Ball gets out the back. Can't let it get behind you, ladies and gents. Get back on the right foot, and that's way too easy.
Great work by Sexton. I think he's found Callahan again, I think.
Callahan? Yes, It is.
We'll kick the goal from a similar position. Might be a slightly worse angle, but he's only about 25 metres out.
Well, again, it forces the defence to get pushed up the ground. They're desperate to get the ball inside. They're attacking 50, and the ball's gone out the back, probably for the upteenth time this afternoon. Great effort there. Line up for goal number 2. Callahan leans back again, and he snuck it in. All clear a goal. Goal number 2 to Callahan. And again, all of a sudden that margin back out to 25 points in favour of the Sharks. It might be too much of a margin to close.
Well, he's only kicked 8 goals so far this season, but not going to kick 2 more important goals than those. So kicked the first 2 of the final term here, Miles Callahan. And instrumental too in the first quarter. And he's finding his mark in this final term. Zach Smith taking a break, replaced by Joe Kenny, going straight to the forward line, but the margin back out to an even 4 goals now. Still plenty of time for Surface, but they've been trying to play catch-up football since the first term. They outscored 5 goals to 1. Malone up against young Benetti, and a hold. Umpire's found a free kick. It's going the way of Redlands. It's Aston. Campbell Aston, the inspirational co-skipper with Luke Sullivan, goes short and finds Sexton. Sexton quickly plays on. Deep into the forward line, the Sharks go. Hamilton whipped the ball. Cameron came in and collected a play on the way through. Umpire called play on. Broadbent with the relieving kick outside the defensive zone. The mark's been taken here by Madden, who had a pretty good first half, but quiet in that third term, the Irishman, the former Brisbane Lion, now settling at Totally Workwear Park as he goes for a great mark. That Beardsall again. Brave Billy Beardsall taking a strong mark at Hamilton, goes in short, finds Carrigan. Beardsall running past, that's ignored. Carrigan looking to move the ball forward. They try by 4 goals Surface. Need to find targets up forward. That's not finding one. Over the head of King. Coming through there is Minogue. He's a long way from home. They've got players in the centre, including the skipper Doran. If Jones can find him, he does. Now Doran gets on the left boot. Big mark required by Kennedy. Madden's down there again. Now, but he's been tackled by Luxton, and he got the ball ridden out. Did Woodburn play on? It's the advantage. Is the umpire going to call it back? You say no. He's going to call it back. So Luxton can be rewarded with a tackle and a free kick, a shot at goal. Try and take the margin back to an even 3 goals.
Well, it'll be very hard to keep the likes of Billy Beardsell out of the votes this afternoon. To say he hasn't been massive for this comeback from whatever the result ends up being, he's been definitely best on ground for the Demons this afternoon. He might sneak into my votes at the end of the game. But the D's, to say they need this, tick over 15 minutes played last quarter, Brownie, it's all on the line here.
So Luxton looking for his first goal, unusual kicking action, and he's played it to the right-hand side. So they still require 4 goals to win here, Service, halfway through the final term. And 2 points in it between Maroochydore and Labrador. The Roos in front by just 2 points. And Moose has kicked away from Mount Gravatt, 16-point lead, and Aspie's kicked away from Sherwood, 20-point lead there. As Pope, he ran his full measure. Kicks right underneath us here. In fact, just stay in, or I don't know. It went out of bounds in the full, so the Sharks can go straight back in here through the skipper, Matt Doran here, Kane.
Shepherd, a little bit confused there, but it was definitely over the boundary line on the full. Doran up the line. Ellis Yeoman, he's had a pretty good second half. He's put his body on the line countless times.
He's put a few Sharks bodies on the line too.
He's put a few Sharks bodies on the line for sure. Kicks up the line. Minogue. Where's Minogue when you need him? Trying to keep the ball in front. Needs to get the ball on boot though. Here's a chance for the D's. Ends up in the hands of Minogue, who was on his back. Can't get it out. Umpires come in and say, give it to me. They're about 15 metres out directly in front. They need to get a goal out of this play here, the Demons.
Ellis Ullman up against Tiny Malone. Tiny got the tap out, and as far as Sears, coming through was Madden though, showed his experience, gets the ball out. Guess he's got 3 to beat again. One of them was Beardsell. Well, that came off the boot of Hamilton. Not a call for a lasso here.
No. Hang on.
Umpire Matt Bellino, I think he's seen it.
The central umpire.
They're going to have a chat here. I think it definitely came off the boot off the Sharks player. The umpire's discussing it.
Let's see what happens. It's a throw-in.
They decided it's a boundary throw-in.
When in doubt, throw it back in.
So this player's a chance for a bit of a breather. Young Benetti up against Malone now.
Look for the run and carry from Beardsell. If this ball gets into any space, Malone looking for Sexton. Good one and pick up. Ellis Yeoman couldn't shut down. Shepherd up towards the half forward, looking for the likes of Cameron. Ball gets to the front. Callahan again kicks around the corner. Now it's a foot race. It's rolling. It's rolling. It's rolling. Just off line. Jeez, just about ready to lose my voice on that one if that ball had gone through.
It's like Harry Taylor did in the previous quarter of that bouncing goal.
Shane Warren couldn't have spun the ball that much.
In the meantime, the ball's on the outer side. As Jones there, he's getting tackled by a couple of Sharks players. Couldn't get clear, and umpire Blaine will come in and throw the ball up.
Hoffman's back on the ground for the Sharks as well, running towards this ball up.
Still plenty of time for the home team here. Trail by an even 4 goals. 12-11 to 8-11. As Doran with his wrong foot, that's his right foot, kicked the ball forward. Found the target there in Carrigan. He goes short to Kennedy. Doran kept on running. Now through the centre of Caliber Holmes Oval. Is there a target up forward? It's going to be taking a mark there is Minogue. The play on. Kane Gordon was running past. He thought about it. The Surfers Paradise crowd saying that Jessamine went over the mark.
Well,
it's 50-50. I think if Minogue hadn't motioned to look for Gordon, perhaps Mount Pine would have played it that way. So in the end, probably a fair decision.
Well, I was just saying there was a mountain of space to run into at that end of the ground, and Minogue desperate to kick this goal, Brownie.
Certainly is. Just looking for his second for the afternoon. He needs the accurate one to pick that margin back, and he does. A valuable goal to Surfers Paradise. Just gone, 19 minutes gone. And it's back to an even 18 points. 9-11-65. Redlands 12-11-83. Of course, that's the same margin at half-time.
Well, again, talk about back and forth, Brownie. The margin's blown out, then closed again, blown out, closed again. It's gone back and forth. We haven't had too many lead changes, unfortunately. They just can't get that last little bit to hit the lead. And again, you look at that margin, 18 points. How many times have we said their lead is 3 goals?
And, well, of course, it's taken 19 minutes for Surfers kick their first goal this final quarter. So they better get the next 3 or so in a hurry. Again, Zach Smith lets Malone with the tap out. But Woodburn, again, read it best, but the ball held to him by Aston. Umpire Frank Rayson throws the ball up. Ellis Ullman back in the centre again. Look at that powerful work. Threw the ball out there to Leah Campsey. The ball dropped short. Ball kick. And mark's retained by Harry Taylor. A little shake of the head afterwards by Woodburn. Risky kick, and Leah Campsey redeems himself there. He's looking for Aston, working on the outside, and Taylor couldn't find him. So valuable interception there by the number 23. The ball will be thrown back in, just forward of the Sharks interchange bench. The visitors, the reigning premiers, leading it by an even 3 goals. 20.5 minutes played, final turn. In front of a good crowd here, as per usual, at Benara on the Gold Coast. Malone went to ground. So did Aston. Now it's Woodburn, takes the ball away.
Here's a chance now. Woodburn back inside, attacking 50. And guess who? It's Minogue again. Clunks the mark. Great contested mark there. Probably about 47 metres out. I tell you what, if he can go back and nail this, still some time to play. Ticked over 21 minutes. 9-11-65 to 12-11-83. Minogue. This place is going to go absolutely ballistic if he can kick this one. He launches. It started left. It's staying left. It might not even sneak in for a score. Yes, it does. Punch through. Minor score. They close the margin a little bit more. Now it's 17 points. It might be a very important point, Brownie.
Yes, exactly. Took the words right out of my mouth. Because I think I swallowed a fly or something. Now got the voice back. Only just though. Kicking duties there by O'Sullivan. The skipper for today. Minogue goes up again and takes a big mark. Or pushed after he was taking the mark. That's bad from Jessen. And that could have proved very costly. And a couple of they did it the wrong side of the ground too. Right in front of the parochial Surfers Paradise. Is that 50 metres?
Yes, it was.
Probably a little bit. I'm saying it was because the umpire measured. I reckon it should be a little bit closer to goal.
Geez, it looks like about 35 metres, to be honest, Brownie. It's a pretty short 50.
Well, Jessen is hoping that Minogue's off target once again. He's been off target a few times today. About 2 goals, but a couple out of bounds. And he is off target. So Jessen, he'll breathe a sigh of relief. As Minogue not having the kicking boots on.
Well, I think Brad Moore was just about to break his whiteboard there. He was not happy, Coach Moore, with that.
We'll take 2. Minogue's coming back again. And Albie Jones in front. It takes a juggling mark.
Albie Jones now. They've got to hit a target inside attacking 50. Who's there for the Demons? Got clipped by around the ears. Play on to the umpire. King with the goal. He's kicked a couple. And all of a sudden, it's game back on. And talk about grand final replays, Brownie. This is exactly what I was looking forward to coming into this game.
Yes, and it's a little bit closer than the 2 grand final. The grand final last year, of course, round 1. Woodburn taking a break. And there's his skipper back on. Changes everywhere. They just set up for the 6-6-6. And, well, the Sharks under pressure. Still not a single-figure margin. Still a couple of goals required. They brought it back within 10 points.
10 points the margin. 10 points the margin, Brownie. What's going to happen next?
Still plenty of time left. 23.5 minutes gone.
This game has had absolutely everything this afternoon, other than a downpour. So knock on wood, ladies and gents. No rain of that this afternoon. Malone trying to find Aston. He's been deemed as a throw, so that ball's going to go back to the D's. It's going to go to Duran. So here's another opportunity. 24 minutes played, final quarter. Round 14, grand final replay.
And Labrador's hit the front against Maroochydore, lead by 4 points.
Geez, I wasn't expecting that. Play on, said the umpire. Here we go. That could be holding the ball. Yes, it is.
Great tackle.
That looks like Shepherd at the bottom of that.
No, it's Hamilton.
Hamilton, well done.
Aston could have taken the advantage. But Hamilton will take the free kick, goes up the guts, finds Sexton. King comes around, stands. Sharks try and protect this lead. We'll switch the play. They're trying to hold the ball as long as they can. They've been in front from the start. They kicked 5 goals to 1 in the first term. The margin's been finally trimmed back to only 10 points. Ball stayed in play on the outer side. Patterson kicks long towards the tall mark, and Cooper Pell was in there. Ball stripped from the Sharks players. Players decide to dive on top of it, including the Redland-Victorian players, to keep that ball in. That's what they need to do now.
Whoever was able to tackle Shepherd, he was in the box seat to get the ball on boot. Great tackle, great play by the D's. As Malone again, Smith hacked the ball out. Now they're taking some clearing marks here, the D's, launching the ball back inside the centre square, but unfortunately gets cut off at half back.
So he sent Cameron back there. He has 2.
He has 2.
Shore up the defence. He's kicked 4 goals today, so he's a long way from home. Goes in short. O'Sullivan, who tossed the coin today, the co-skipper with Aston. He's happy to take a bit of time off the clock. Send the ball down the line to the sunny side of the ground. From behind, Tiny Malone went high over Albie Jones, and Patterson will happy to see the ball over the line. So the Sharks doing all the right things at the moment, Kane.
Well, that could be the move. He's put Cameron behind the footy, and he's told Malone, every chance you get, you go forward. Ball's about to get thrown back in.
It's gone 30 minutes down to Cook Murphy, and Labrador hanging on by 3 points over Maroochydore.
Geez, keep an eye on that game as well. 26 and a bit minutes played here. Game on the line here, though. Surfers desperate to clear this ball. Back inside, taking 50, but it's the Sharks looking for the likes. Who's down there? Puts his body on the line, tapping towards the boundary line, gets forced off the ball. Play on, said the umpire. It's been kept in.
Broadbent.
Demons, Broadbent, well done. Kicks up the line, looking for Gordon. Picks it up on the bounce, kick back in line. Here's a chance. Campbell Aston a bit fumbly. He has not been fumbly at all this afternoon. Duran putting his body on the line. Aston around the mark again, lays a tackle. Ball gets held up. Left-hand side, the Sharks side of the centre square.
27 minutes gone. And there's been, 2 goals apiece in this final term, so might get to the 30 minutes. Offermans, right this final term, lost control of the ball. Found somehow over his skipper there, O'Sullivan, and turned to Sexton. On the outer side to Patterson. He's going to piece the ball the last couple of minutes, Hamish. And goes in short, and he's found the target, Cooper Pell, who kicked a vital goal in the last quarter against the Lions a couple of weeks ago, Palm Beach, but of course the Sharks weren't able to hold on against PBC that time, but he can certainly soak up 30 seconds here, 27 and a half minutes.
Every contest so crucial now, Brownie.
So Cooper Pell yet to trouble the scores this afternoon. Goes in short, Hamilton, risky kick over his head. Who can capitalise first?
Great pick-up.
As Woodburn bursts out of defence. They need a mark here, Surface Paradise. Not for Destin went up. Unlucky enough to take it. Cameron's in there as well.
Well done.
Kennedy, and holds the ball up. It will be thrown up.
Well done, Minogue there. Was able to bring the ball to the ground, which then was able to get locked up. Great work by him. He's had a pretty good last quarter, Minogue.
Still need 2 goals, Surface Paradise.
Here's a chance. Mullane trying to get back on the right
at the wrong time. He bounced it just as he was being tackled. Good call, Matt Bellina, number 17 umpire there.
And Woodburn was away as well. So missed opportunity there. 10 points on margin. Time running out here. The Sharks desperate to hang on to the footy. Trying to kill the time. Ball drifts to the front. Sharks first back on it. Trying to hold the ball up. They're not going anywhere. Albie Jones lays a tackle. So, 10 points of margin. Tick under 20, just under 29 minutes. Just about to tick over 29 minutes.
There's been plenty of stoppages. I think about under 2 minutes to go. Surface Paradise need to move it quickly from that position as Madness kicks it straight into Benny Woodburn. So another stoppage will be thrown in. More time taken here. But they need to get the ball away from this stoppage with this struggle this afternoon. It said Redland-Victoria Point been in front all day. As needs a big throw in as well. Both coaches directing traffic. Malone and Smith, short boundary throw. Madden's there, sent to the ground, picked up by Sexton. Surface need to get the ball out. Faulkner tried to. Ball ends up with Sexton again, but it's a scrum at the moment. Faulkner goes in again. Ball close to boundary line, being held. So I'll get a free kick. They get it moving through Ellis Ullman. Finds his skipper Doran, needs to quickly turn around. Tries to go to the left boot. Ball didn't go 15. Joshua Neese had to pick the ball off his bootlaces. Sends the ball out wide to Broadbent, who takes a strong mark.
Broadbent now. Broadcast side wing. Time ticking down here. Tick over 30 minutes played. Back into centre forward, Doran. He's got to move the ball quickly. Can't hold on to it at all. Hits Minogue on the lead. No, drops it, said the umpire. Play on. The Sharks looking for Sexton. This is the ball who's going to get intercepted. No, brought the ball to ground. Well done. Little chip kick. Found a teammate. Umpire's found a free kick. They're playing on. Advantage paid. Woodburn. They've got to get a goal in the next 10 seconds. And guess who it is? Bedsell's pushed forward. Got to move the ball quickly. 30 minutes, 40 seconds played. Got to kick the ball from 50. And unfortunately, it's out on the full. No score. And it's the Sharks who've come out on top again by one of the closest margins I've seen for quite a while. 10 points the margin. Just quickly, Brownie, I'm just having a look at this. And in the end, it was the first quarter that really shot the D's in the foot. Since quarter time, it was 5-1 at quarter time, and since then there was 7 goals each after quarter time in favour. So all square goals-wise after quarter time, it was just that 4-goal margin that was too hard to bring down. And it's the Sharks in the end over the D's in another grand final classic.
Yes, absolutely. A valuable win for the Redland-Victoria Point, 5th place there, upsetting the 2nd place Service Paradise by 10 points. That quarter game was on 31 minutes, so 12-11-83. Demons 10-13-73. 4 goals to Clay Cameron, all at the one end. 2 goals in the first quarter, 2 goals in the third at the Ashmore-Narang Road end. And Alex Sexton, Raphael Gassou, Campbell Aston, Josh Brown, Harrison Hunkin, and also Harry Taylor with 1 goal apiece. Miles Callaghan with 2 valuable goals. In fact, the only 2 goals by the Sharks in the final term were kicked by the number 77, Miles Callaghan. And for Service Paradise, 2 goals each to Cam Ellis-Ullman, Josh Minogue, although inaccurate, Lawrence King, and the rest are all singles out of Joshua Neese, Zach Smith, Ben Woodburn, and Zy Mullane. And down the road at Cook Murphy, Labrador have come from behind to beat Maroochydore by 3 points there in the thriller, 11-6-72. Maroochydore 10-9-69. I think it's the first time this season Labrador have beaten a team above them or a team in the top 4. Morningside, easy winners over Broadbeach. Noosa over Mount Gravatt. Aspley over Sherwood. And Palm Beach, comfortable winners in the end over Wilston Grange. But we saw a thriller here. Kane Brandon, quick summary as Campbell Aston still speaking to the umpires after the match about a couple of things, but the Sharks on the winning side.
Well, what can I say? I tell you what, I'm just going to quickly go through my 3-2-1.
You do that.
This man right here, he did have quite a third quarter, but I thought he was massive for the Sharks. Charlie Offerman's best on ground for me this afternoon. He's got the 3 votes. And I also couldn't keep out Billy Bedsell. I gave him 2 votes. I thought he was absolutely massive. And in the end, it was a hard slog to find a third, but I'm going to give it to Campbell Aston with the 1 vote this afternoon. I thought he was massive in that midfield battle as well. But in the end, the Sharks too good after the Demons gave a 4-goal lead in the opening quarter, Brownie. But what a game of football. Well done to the Sharks. Commiserations for the D's on Women's Day here at the home of the Service Paradise Demons. It's been a brilliant day for footy.
Certainly it has, and Clay Cameron got a good move from Brad Moore, sending Clay Cameron to the back line there in the latter stages to help shore up that defence. But thanks to Rona with the cameras there for double take, and also Kane Browning your commentary this afternoon. A reminder, of course, those Queensland Country State games. The men's game has just finished and the women's beginning underway at Southport and Fankhauser Reserve, so I'll be heading off there shortly to see how that game pans out. First time the Queensland country women have been represented in a state game. But as both players leave the ground here, it's the Sharks led by Tiny Malone coming off the ground. Disappointed Surfers Paradise team, but it's the reigning premiers by 10 points here at Calibre Homes Oval this afternoon. On behalf of the teams, Andrew Brown signing off, saying a very good afternoon to you all.